put your hands up. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
With only 8 home games remaining in the regular season, the Admirals have their backs up against the wall as they sit 19 points out of a playoff spot. The push to get back in the playoff race begins tonight as they welcome in the Idaho Steelheads. Hello everyone and welcome inside the broadcast booth here for the Cox Mobile pregame show on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. I'm Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones, producer Benjamin Draper off to our right. It's a quick 3-game homestand for the Admirals following their home-and-home series against the Greensboro Gargoyles last weekend. Brad, we saw the contribution that Brandon Osmondson brings to this team, his 3-game suspension. The Admirals dropped all 3 of those games, and he brought this team back to life for a 4-2 victory on the road.
Yeah, we know he's a spark plug for this team, Nick, and obviously when he's in the lineup, that makes a big difference, and he gets the boys going, no doubt about that. It was good to get only the second come-from-behind win of the season to kind of break that mini losing streak this team was on. Definitely they have to feel like the last few games prior to that, they left some points on the table, so big test here at hand tonight against Idaho.
Greensboro would take the first 2 games, a Wednesday here at Scope and a Friday at the First Horizon Coliseum, but we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the Admirals' victory on the road in Greensboro. The Admirals wearing their road whites, Greensboro in their home purples. Alex Worthington got the start. He would yield 2 goals in the first period, and Christian Propp would start the second period. It was a back-and-forth first period. We see a good face-off win, and Jaden Dureau equalizes it right there.
That was a great shot off a set face-off play, Nick, and Dureau has been heating up a little bit. He's been in the assist column quite a bit, but hasn't scored quite at the pace he was earlier, so good to see him get that goal right there to kind of start things off for the Admirals offensively.
That would be the tying goal at that moment. And then this centering pass, and here is where Worthington is going to want to have that save back. It was shot right in his midsection. Fairmouth was able to squeak it past Worthington, and Christian Prop would come in at the start of the second period. There he is with his big, bright red pads. I call him Clifford, the big red goalie at one point. He chuckled about it. But he did stop every single shot he faced in this game to help earn an Admirals 4-2 victory. Bryce Montgomery was suspended for this start of the scrum.
Yeah, he was not very happy with something right there, and obviously jumped at Admiral, started throwing punches there. Nathan Knoll coming in to help out. I like the team, everyone getting involved right there, sticking up for each other. That's important to see.
Big old dog pile in that near side corner. So the Admirals had a full 5-minute major penalty power play, and this is a Save of the Year candidate from Nikita Kwop.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting at home watching this game, and I couldn't believe it when I was watching it live. Just an unbelievable save, the movement from right to left from Kwop, and sometimes better lucky than good there to get across there, and it just hits that big catching mitt.
The Admirals were not able to score on that major power play, so it would be a 2-1 deficit going into the third period. You mentioned it, Brad. The Admirals only 1 in 22 when trailing after the second period to that point. Brady Florent from below the goal line would tie it up with 8:11 remaining in the third.
What do we always say up here, Nick? Put the puck on net. Good things are going to happen. We talk about too many times the Admirals passing up shots. Shoot the thing, and you never know what kind of bounce you're going to get.
We'll get another look at it there. Florent doesn't even pick his head up. He just throws it towards the front of the net, goes off the skate of Kwop and in. And I said it on the broadcast, unfortunate for Kwop, the amount of saves he made of such high caliber, that's the tying goal. And then right here, Brody Crane gets his first game winner as an Admiral.
Yeah, and again, going to the net and finding a way to pick up the loose change here, as you'll see on the replay. Puck right through, again, that's kind of another one that Kwap's going to want to have back right there. But putting it on net, you never know what's going to happen.
Jack O'Leary would skate down that left wing wall, and instead of taking it himself, he made the smart, selfless play to send it to the near side for Christoph Papp for the insurance tally, and it would be a 4-2 victory to break a 3-game losing streak. This is the Cox Mobile pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. When we come back, we'll preview the first matchup of the season, the only matchup of the season, between the Norfolk Admirals and the Idaho Steelheads here at Scope Arena.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
And we welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals host the Idaho Steelheads in the push for the playoffs. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right for more of the Cox Mobile pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. We talked about last weekend's home-and-home series against the Greensboro Gargoyles. Still 6 more games to be played between those two teams, Brad, but tonight the focus is going to shift to a Western Conference team. They're 3rd in the West, 2nd in the Mountain Division, and 5th overall in the ECHL. It's the Idaho Steelheads, and it's a much different-looking Admirals team than the last time we saw this Admirals team at home. Let's take a look at how Jeff Carr has this new-look Admirals lined up.
Yeah, definitely some changes. Obviously, you lose Chase Yoder. That changes things down the middle. So you get Christoph Papp moving to that second line. We saw Dero Papp Crane that last game there on the road trip. But you get James Hardy in. What a story there, coming off the waiver claim, driving in from Jacksonville. Gets here in the second period, scores a goal. He'll be there with Andre Sutter, and then he'll be there with the newest addition, acquired in a trade from Atlanta, Nick McCrary, on that fourth line. So a little different look right there up front from this team. And then Caleb Price on his back end, making his home debut, played 2 games in Greensboro for this Admirals team. I thought was impressive. So we'll see how this lineup looks tonight, right? A lot of newness to it. So kind of we're going to wait with bated breath to see what it looks like.
And we were talking about it before our broadcast tonight, Brad. We're both fairly impressed with the footwork and the speed, the agility, and the puck-moving ability of Caleb Price. Should be a really good pairing with David Drake, who's a much taller, stay-at-home defenseman. But even Drake has started to jump up in the play and be more offensive-minded.
Well, I think the most important thing with Drake is the veteran experience that he's going to give the rookie coming in, only now in his third ECHL game tonight. So that experience is invaluable. And that, I think, is really going to help them. If we think back to, I think it was the Wheeling series here at home, it was Beeman and Savinkov kind of making their debuts, but they were paired together with all the pieces missing from this Admirals lineup. So having Drake there, it's a good calming veteran presence for the rookie.
Well, we even talked about David Drake at the start of the season when Carson Musser was not in the lineup. Having that veteran presence of now over 400 ECHL games should be really, really good to help get that young defenseman ready for his future here in professional hockey after signing his ATO out of Mercyhurst University. But now the attention shifts to the Idaho Steelheads, the first and only time we're going to see this team this season for a set of 3 games.
Yeah, and this Idaho team, I mean, they're good. There's no doubt about it. They're a high-powered team. That top line, Malmquist, Pelton, Bice, and Pearson are 3 of the top 5 scorers on this team, and Curry is the other one. So a lot of firepower, but producers up and down the lineup for this team. Not a whole lot of weaknesses there. They have their leading goal scorer right now is up with Texas, so that obviously helps. They lose, 32 goals I think he has so far on the season. So a little bit of offense out of the lineup, but there's still plenty of weapons, much like we've talked about a few other teams coming in here this year, Fort Wayne being one of them, Wheeling's another. a lot of weapons they can throw at you right here. The Admirals got to be on their toes tonight on the defensive side of the puck.
One of those weapons that we talked about in the Admirals, missing that with Ben Zalotti being recalled to the Manitoba Moose. Not a lot of point production on the back end for either of these teams. They're very front-heavy when it comes to offensive production.
Yeah, and I think, though, when we saw Muster's injuries, Zalotti's recalls, there were some different things throughout the season. We've seen other guys really step up. Braden Ingham comes to mind. When Zalotti's not here, you really see him in more situations offensively on the power play. So you see other guys kind of stepping up, trying to fill those shoes, especially on the offensive side of what Ben Zalotti brings.
And what are your 3 keys to success tonight as we start this 3-game set against Idaho?
Well, we talked about how loaded they are. Number one's going to be contained, Nick. Idaho averages 32.4 shots for per game, and they are second in the ECHL in goals scored per game at 361. So the Admirals, Idaho, they're going to get their shots. It's going to be critical for Norfolk to minimize those high danger chances that Idaho gets. Contain them, keep them on the outside. Don't let them get the high danger chances. Number 2, dictate pace. Make them uncomfortable. Make Idaho play the game the way that the Admirals want to play the game. Be pesky, muck it up, finish them, punish them every chance that you get. And number 3, is going to be keep it simple. Don't overthink the game. Make simple decisions. Don't force plays. Those forced plays lead to turnovers. That's what's going to feed the high-danger offense here of this Idaho team.
And you got to wonder the mindset of Idaho coming in. Everybody in the league chasing down the Kansas City Mavericks. So Idaho's coming in here to try to get points, but with the Admirals being towards the bottom of the ECHL standings, you almost wonder if Idaho might get caught off guard if the Admirals do what you say in your second key, dictate that pace and really bring that fight to the Steelheads tonight.
Well, I mean, I think we've seen that at different points this year, right? I don't think the Admirals were, and then probably admittedly at their best with Greensboro in, where you're playing the 7th for the seed. But when you look at when Wheeling was in here, number 1 in the league at the time, and the Admirals swept and played some of their best hockey. 2 of the 3 games against Fort Wayne, I thought the Admirals were the better team, right? So when they face these high-powered teams throughout the year, Idaho really being the 4th one because the other 3 were the division leaders, the Admirals have played some of their best hockey, so you hope that translates here this weekend against Idaho.
That's true. When you look at the past schedule of the Admirals, they've hosted the Wheeling Nailers, obviously division rival. So you've had 4 games against Wheeling, who at the time that they came into Scope Arena were the number 1 team in the league. They hosted the Florida Everblades, number 1 team in the South Division. They hosted the Fort Wayne Comets, the number 1 team in the Central Division. And if it weren't for for Kansas City being on such a tear, Idaho could be in that top spot in the Mountain Division. But Brad, who are your players to watch tonight in this first game?
Yeah, so we'll start here with Idaho, number 17, Ty Pelton-Bice. He sits 5th on the Steelheads in scoring, 30 points, only 41 games played for him this year. Last Saturday, he appeared in his 200th ECHL game with the Steelheads. He had another 17 he played with Newfoundland back in the day. He's got 206 points in 217 career games, so pretty impressive, almost point per game pace for Pelton-Bice. And I'm going to go with Brody Crane here for the Admirals. He comes in tonight on a 3-game point streak with 2 goals and an assist, a +2 and 11 shots on goal in that 3-game span. He's up to 5 points and 8 appearances with Norfolk since being acquired from Jacksonville. And on Friday in Greensboro, Brody Crane appeared in his 100th career regular season ECHL game.
And we talked about it during the highlights from that game on Saturday. Brody Crane got his first game-winning goal with the Admirals. It was his first goal for the Admirals as well at that time. So Brody Crane doing a really good job, and he is going to be paired up with Christoph Papp and Jaden Dureau on that second line. If Papp and Dureau and Crane can really get those Pistons firing tonight, that could be a really fast-paced line for the Admirals.
Yeah, and we've really seen Crane, when he wants to get the wheels turning, he's got a good burst of speed, good high-end speed, and he's shown, I think, more, the goal scoring's come on recently, but his playmaking, some really good power play assists and stuff like that, he's produced since his time being here. You think now he's a little bit more comfortable getting used to Jeff Carr and what he expects out of this team, and obviously his teammates, and now he's getting a run on the second line here for the second straight game.
A bit of news announced today. Isaac Poulter was reassigned by the Winnipeg Jets from the Manitoba Moose to the Norfolk Admirals. He'll be starting in net for Norfolk tonight.
Yeah, so Poulter, like you said, returning from his recall with Manitoba, 16-11 record with the Admirals this season. He's 3-3 in his last 6 games, and he has been a workhorse for the Admirals this season. He started all 3 games against Allen and all 3 games against Greensboro prior to his recall. So the recall gives him a little break because, boy, was he playing a lot of hockey. Hopefully good and refreshed for this one. And then Ben Crawls, the Dallas Stars signed goaltender, is 12-7-1 this season for the Steelheads. He's made 4 AHL appearances with the Texas Stars. He has dropped his last 3 starts, allowing 12 goals in that span.
This has been the Cox Mobile pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. When we come back, we'll welcome in our live TV audience on the Spot 27 here across Hampton Roads. Bring you tonight's starting lineups, national anthem, and puck drop between the Admirals and Steelheads.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
Get on your feet and welcome to the ice, your Norfolk Admirals! And now the starting lineup for your Norfolk Admirals presented by Sky 4. On the fence, number 10, Braden Inga. On the fence, number 14, Connor Fedorian. At forward, number 9, Jack O'Leary. At forward, number 16, Marco Reifenberger. At forward, number 41, Nathan Knoll. And starting in goal, number 30, Isaac Poulter. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, would you please stand if you're able? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem. Here to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome students from Oscar Smith High School. Oscar Smith High School. Hey, Marco, let's go fishing!
All right, Admirals fans, it's time to play some hockey. That means we need you to get up, get loud, get crazy, and make some
Well, Brian Gimbel said it best. It's time to go fishing as the Admirals welcome in the Idaho Steelheads. Brad, let's take another look at tonight's starting goaltenders as the Admirals bring Isaac Poulter back between the pipes.
Yeah, Poulter returns from his recall to Manitoba at 16-11-0 with the Admirals 3-3 his last 6 games at Norfolk. Been a workhorse for this Admirals team, played all 3 games against Allen and Greensboro prior to his recall. And then Ben Kralls, the Dallas Stars signed goaltender, 12-7-1 this season with the Steelheads. He's played 4 games in the AHL with the Texas Stars. He's dropped his last 3 starts, allowing 12 goals in that span.
Both of the Admirals are 2-3 in their last 5 games. They won their game 5 games ago, lost 3 straight, and won their most recent game. The Admirals in their home navy blue uniforms trimmed in gold and white will be moving left to right across the ice surface for period number 1. The Steelheads in white trimmed in silver and black will be moving right to left across the ice surface for period 1. Ben Kralls in the net to our right, and Isaac Poulter in the net to our left is right off the hop. Marco Reifenberger jousting with Robbie Holmes on the far side of the face-off circle, but it's going to be dumped right in by Connor Fedoruk. O'Leary on the forecheck, rimmed back up the far side onto the stick of Holmes. Soft chip down that far side wall. It's going to be picked up by Kanade. And back to the near side half wall it goes, just 30 seconds in to our first period of play. Backhanded along the blue line for O'Leary through the legs of Reifenberger to the near side corner. He'll collide with Connor Punnett, and it moves to the blue line for Josh McDougall along the way for Musser. Blue line shot off the right pad. of Craws as a Steelhead player of Connor Punnett hit the deck hard in the low slot as the puck moves to the near side half wall.
Yeah, he collided there with Marco Reifenberger, and Punnett a little bit slow to get up there for the Steelheads.
Dangerous for Idaho in front of their own net. Turns into a turnover at the blue line, and behind the net it goes for Brandon Osmondson. To the high slot, McDougal fires, rebound over the crossbar. Back out towards the front. Hebert can't get the shot on goal. McDougal holds the line. Walks, shoots wide of the near side post looking for a deflection. And at the blue line, it's on and off the stick of Musser. Out for a one-on-one as Kanade sends one off the body of Poulter, and that'll be his first save of the evening with 18:32 remaining in a scoreless first period. Musser over the blue line offensively, drops for Laurent, backdoor Osmondson, back to Florent, it bounces over his stick. And here comes Idaho on the transition. Blue line pass is deflected for a delayed offside called with 18:19 remaining in a scoreless first period. And Brad, as we welcome in our Spot 27 audience, let's take a look at your players to watch one more time.
Yeah, Ty 17, Ty Pelton-Bice, fifth on the Steelheads and scoring 30 points in 41 games. Last Saturday he played his 200th career ECHL game with Idaho. He's also played 17 games at Newfoundland. He's got 206 points in 217 career games played. And Brody Crane for the Admirals. He's on a 3-game point streak, 2 goals, 1 assist, plus 2 and 11 shots on goal in that span. He's up to 5 points in 8 appearances for the Admirals since being acquired from Jacksonville.
Brody Crane getting that game-winning goal on Saturday. The Admirals' 4-2 victory against the Greensboro Gargoyles to snap their 3-game losing streak. Jaden Dureau comes in over the blue line, just barely onside, walks down to the near side circle, and it's knocked away from him as he gets to the corner. Pass out towards the front, looking for Christoph Papp, is stolen away by Idaho and cleared to the neutral zone. Dureau has it stolen away by his opposite, number 17, Ty Pelton-Bice. He'll walk it into the far corner, rimmed around to the near side circle. 17.5 remaining in a still scoreless first period. Started up the far side and cleared all the way down on a deflection, so no icing. Left for Jason Horvath by Craws. And Horvath takes the neutral zone and over the offensive blue line to Admiral territory. Hit hard on that far side by Crane, and he'll restart it for Fedoruk. Fedoruk over the center ice red line, dumps it on a deflection to the near side corner. Nick McCary out there making his Admiral debut, acquired from the Atlanta Gladiators earlier yesterday on a trade that was for cash consideration. So no futures, no roster player going the other way to Atlanta. As James Hardy let that one rip off a shin pad. There's Andre Sutter. The 3 new acquisitions out here on a line together. Hardy, Sutter, and McCary. They can't hold the puck in. Here's a transition for Idaho. Arcuri off the near side post and out.
That was a dangerous shot there on the whiff turnover there by Connor Fedoruk, and lucky to catch some iron on that one.
Deflected over the glass and out of play for a stoppage with 16:32 left in a scoreless first period. Brad, your 3 keys to victory here tonight.
Yeah, number 1's going to be contain this Idaho offense, second in the ECHL at 3.61 goals for per game. They're going to get their chances. It's going to be critical for Norfolk to contain them and minimize those high danger looks. Number 2, dictate pace. Good start for the Admirals here. Make Idaho uncomfortable, make them play the way we want to play the game, be pesky, muck it up, punish them every time they touch the puck, and then keep it simple. Don't overthink the game, make simple decisions, don't force plays that lead to turnovers, and feeds this dangerous Idaho offense.
Steelheads send the puck out to the neutral zone. Musser is there, and we got a fight back. There's Reifenberger as he is pinned down to the ice by Connor Punnett in the Idaho Steelhead zone. We have our first glove drop.
Oh, throwing punches still.
Still going at Fedoruk. That's Reifenberger, excuse me.
Oh, we told you those two collided there on that opening shift, and Punnett looked slow to get up on that one. He was none too happy and took exception to it, and Reifenberger got some words for the Steelheads bench.
16-16 left in a scoreless first period, and fireworks inside Scope Arena. We'll take a look back and see if we can figure out how this all started. So there we see Reifenberger and Punnett just coming out, and Punnett absolutely went right after Reifenberger.
Yeah, that's instigating 101 right there, Nick. He was going to force the fight whether he liked it or not.
Well, and then there's an unwritten code in hockey where once you get a player down on the ice and a linesman is in the middle of it, this is what you don't want to see. extra punches trying to go between the linesmen. This could see the end of the night for Punnett.
It's got to be an extra no matter what, if not the gate. I mean, even before the extra punches, the extra punnets, an instigator, I think definitely could be called on this as well.
Still scoreless, 16-16 remaining in period 1. This Friday is Country Night. Giddy up to Scope Arena for a hockey hoedown. Visit our website or our social medias to get your tickets now, and you can scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey and Spot 27 screen. As you mentioned, Brad, I'm curious that it doesn't look like the Admirals are going to get their first power play of the night. Just 5 minutes each for fighting.
Looks like double minors for roughing and a 10-minute to punt it for continuing altercation.
Well, continuing, starting. Well. So 5-on-5, even strength on the ice.
Second time this year we looked at each other and go, how is that a roughing?
Yes.
4 minutes for roughing and 10-minute misconduct. Steelheads, punt it. 4 minutes for roughing and 10-minute misconduct. For the Admirals, number 16, Marco Reifenberger. 4 minutes for roughing. Admirals Reifenberger, 4 minutes for roughing.
So you just heard it, and Brad mentioned it a few seconds ago as well. Reifenberger with just the double minor for roughing. Punnett gets 14 total minutes of penalties with the additional 10 minutes for continuing the altercation that he started. Sheraton Waterside icing against Norfolk will bring the faceoff down to Admiral territory to the near side circle, blocker side of Poulter. Idaho wins the ensuing faceoff, and they rim it around the near side glass through Musser's trapezoid area. To the far side, Hebert throws a body back defensively in the corner, but it's rimmed up to the blue line, held in by Idaho defensively for Aiden Hershuk. And here's a transition. Far side, Osmondson, back door. Florent can't get it over the pad of Craws, and back behind the net it goes. Poked that to the top of the far circle and backhanded to the safety of center for Idaho. McDougall sends it right back where it came from. Hit the netting over the glass with 15:23 left in a scoreless first period. Good opportunity for the Admirals, but just unable to elevate it in tight over the pad of Craws.
Yeah, I thought Ozzy there was going to shoot the puck. It looked like at first he wanted to pass it, and then kind of right here, I thought he was going to shoot it and try to get sneaky with the pass. I think he was trying to bait the defender into thinking he was going to shoot too and kind of move his stick position defensively there and open up that lane, but a good job there by Jardine, number 10 for Idaho, to defend that 2-on-1.
So again, it's the new kids on the block line of Sutter, Hardy, and McCary out for the Admirals. At the blue line, it's held in by Hardy, or Price rather, so all 4 new kids out here with the veteran David Drake. No better way to get acclimated to Scope Arena. 5 minutes into a scoreless first period. They'll battle for it on the far side corner boards. Poked at by Sutter, who takes a cross check up high, and back towards the high slot it goes to the neutral zone for the veteran David Drake. He'll backhand it to his rookie partner near side Caleb Price. Back far side up the wall, not out, towards the high slot. Price clears it to the corner boards. And there's the foot speed of Price to start it up the near side through the legs of Hardy. Not far enough for an icing, though. 14.5 remaining in a scoreless first to the high slot. Pap can't get a handle on it, and Engum retreats to the neutral zone for Fedoruk. Dureau leaves, Pap chases, far half wall, walks around the zone. From below the goal line, he'll backhand it. Dureau towards the front. O'Leary on goal off the right pad of Craws.
A feed from Dureau right there. Just if O'Leary was a lefty, it would have been tape to tape, but just out of his wheelhouse.
Dureau, spinorama on the far half wall. Left, back for Dureau. It rolls away from him. O'Leary has it point blank, and it goes off the outside of the net. Dureau rims around to the near side, blue line. Engum back where it came from, into the trapezoid behind the Idaho net. O'Leary taking cross checks and slashes in front of the net, in front by Jardine. And it goes back to the far side over the glass, out of play with 13:40 left in a scoreless first period. We'll step aside for the first time tonight. Scoreless. Still here in the first period between Norfolk and Idaho on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
.13:40 left in a scoreless first period. The Admirals have an offensive zone face-off coming up to the near side circle in the offensive zone. Glove hand side of Ben Cross. Both goaltenders wearing the catching glove on the left hand for this evening's matchup. Pap, Dureau, and Crane out here for the O-zone face-off. McDougall and Musser at the blue line. Steelheads win the face-off in their defensive end. Aiden Hershuk clears it to the neutral zone, right onto the stick of McDougall, cleared back in. It's going to be an icing call against Norfolk. It thought it was going to be. They wave it off as Evan Knox initiated the icing as the back linesman, Mark Dungan, waved it off. Pap has it stolen away on the near side boards and skated out by Silanoff, dumped in by Idaho to the near side corner. Crane back defensively. Silanoff turns it over to the far side half wall. Dureau backhands. Straight up the near side wall for Brody Crane. Over the blue line, high slot, far circle, walks in, rips one over the crossbar again. McDougall holds the line to the high slot and dropped back for Crane. Lost it into the body of Mark Dungan, the linesman, and Crane gets it back in the Admirals' defensive zone. Straight up, did that deflect off of Osmondson? No, it did not. Cross played it, but after the whistle. So it will be another Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 12:44 left in a scoreless first period.
Go ahead, Nick.
Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. Defensive zone face-off off the Sheraton Waterside icing for the Admirals. 12:44 left in a scoreless first period. You mentioned it, Brad. One of your keys, dictate pace. They're out shooting Idaho 7-1 right now.
Yeah, and the Admirals are moving their feet, but they're being physical. I said be pesky, right? Reifenberger was pesky, even though it led to the fight there with Punnett taking exception to it. But we've seen some physical play. Brody Crane's had a good hit. A couple other guys are laying the body here. So a couple good first about 8 minutes here so far, where the Admirals are kind of playing the game they want to, but they've had some good sticks defensively outside of that post on the Fedoruk turnover. They're not giving up anything dangerous yet to this dangerous Idaho team.
Drake has Price on the near side boards. He'll go up the wall for Florent. Backhanded off the backside of Hebert into the legs of Osmondson. It's tagged up for an offside call with 12:03 left in a scoreless first period. Reifenberger comes out of the Admirals beatbox penalty box. Not a fight officially on his scorecard, just a double minor for roughing. So still the extra 10 minutes to be served by Punnett. We'll see him likely at the start of the second period. Face-off just outside of Idaho territory. Nathan Knoll knocks his man down right off the face-off. And it's dumped in by Fedoruk. He wanted to chase it down, thinks better of it, stays at his defensive blue line position. Engum lays a hit in the corner. The turnover is earned by Norfolk, but the shot is blocked away. And here's a transition for Steinmetz.
Tell you what, Nick, we talked about when Greensboro was here and having a new rivalry in the north and how physical it would get, which it eventually got to. It's a Steelheads team that's in the Mountain Division the Admirals hardly ever see. But 10 minutes into this game, we've had a fight. We've had some physical plays. Guys throwing cross checks. We're going at it. Reifenberger with
Holmes
down there in front of the bench. So there's already a little bit of vitriol and venom between these two teams. This could be an interesting 3-game weekend.
Well, and should he want to, Reifenberger didn't pick up an actual fight on this card we already mentioned, so still has that ability to get in a scrap if he feels the need to defend himself or stick up for a teammate as we sit scoreless 9 minutes into this first period. Idaho sends it the length of the ice off the paddle of Isaac Poulter. Hasn't seen much rubber in the opening 10 minutes. The Admirals would like to keep it that way. He's well rested, didn't get a start with the Manitoba Moose during his call-up to the American Hockey League.
Like we said in the pregame, I think that call-up where he didn't appear in any games probably gave him a little bit of rest. He was ridden like a rented mule, as they would say. The Admirals were running him out there playing almost all, I would say, 95% of the games, Nick. Getting a lot of ice time, played a couple 3-3s before he was called up. So give him a chance to get a little bit of rest and hopefully be a little bit refreshed here for this Idaho series.
10:20 left in a scoreless first from the near corner. Out towards the slot. It's blocked away. Skated out by Hebert for Florent. A good job collapsing in front of Poulter.
Well, that's the containment. We talked about it. I was just mentioning good sticks defensively. And Osmondson right on top of his guy. Give him no time and space.
Referee right on top of his guy, too.
Referee's being sticky, too.
4-on-2 transition for the Admirals. Price jumping up in the play. Osmondson tries to throw it towards the front. Transition for Idaho on the strip and steal. Price gets back to make it a 3-on-3. To the high slot it goes. Blocked off the stick of Price.
Good stick by Price.
Drake starts it up for Florent. He'll throw it to an area. Osmondson was bumped into an offside position, couldn't play it and didn't, so he gets back to the neutral zone to pick it up legally. Into the offensive zone, stops up in the far circle, throws his man down to the ice with good agility. That was Jake Boltman, who doesn't know how good Osmondson's footwork is. And Andre Sutter comes in, throws a couple of licks.
That's because Ingham got hit right in the numbers there by Silvanov. I don't know if I said that right, but he drilled Ingham right in the numbers, and Sutter took exception to it. Now Osmondson going to the bench because he's holding his throat or his chin. He got hit up high.
Well, Osmondson will be checked out by Darcy Weart potentially. He makes his way to the bench as Idaho holds it back in their defensive end with 9 minutes left in a scoreless first period. You mentioned it, Brad, the physicality that we thought we were going to see through the majority of the Greensboro series has popped up out of nowhere against Idaho. Sutter the other way, tries to send it to the high slot. Knocked away from him by Jeff Baum.
Like to see Sutter there, especially at the end of a shift, go north, trying to pull up and wait for guys. Go north, wait for your help to come, get it deep into the zone there.
Musser cut off in the low slot, trying to force it towards the front. McDougall walks down the boards, picks it up off the half wall, throws it towards the front. It's deflected behind and cleared up to the blue line. Musser walks into one. It's blocked in front. He'll get it back in the corner. Lost his edge over on the far circle. I want to say tripped up. Was he tripped up?
No, no one was near him.
Onto the near side circle. Idaho in the offensive zone. They'll go cross ice. Picked up by McCary, and here comes Papp with McCary and Crane. Papp walks to the high slot. Knocked off the play, almost headlocked in front of the net, but it goes to the far side for Drake. Walks in, shot, fought off as McCary sent one towards the front. That would have been his first professional point.
That all started with a feed. We talked about the vision of Brody Crane.
Right in on goal, Idaho, stopped by the glove hand of Poulter.
It's a huge save by Poulter. All the momentum of the Admirals right now. You don't want to give that one up on the second shot of the game. It's a big save by Poltz.
Francesco Arcuri breaking in right behind the Admiral defense. 7.5, it's still scoreless between Norfolk and Idaho remaining in period one. Braden Engum from the near corner in the Admirals defensive zone, thrown all the way down. Jaden DeRoe's going to win the race to the dots, and Cross comes out of his net to play it, so there is no icing. Hershuk, good stick handling to get around Brady Florent, but here's a transition for DeRoe out with Hebert and Florent, so we'll wait to see if Osmondson comes out, and he does. He'll replace DeRoe.
It was a good stick by Hershuk because Florent was wide open back door, and Hebert was trying to get it to him.
Good shot from Fedoruk. The rebound cleared back to the blue line for Engum. Near half wall, Florent walks to Osmondson. Tied up by a pair of white jerseys, reversing it behind the net. Handled by Hershuk up the far wall. All the way down for Braden Engum. It's not going to be enough for an icing call. 6:43 remaining in a scoreless first. Good backhand toe drag from Engum. He'll take space through the neutral zone and dump it into the far corner. He'll chase it around to the goal line. Near side half wall, it goes to Hebert. Almost lost the handle, but it goes back to O'Leary in the corner. Towards the front through the crease, intended for Osmondson. couldn't get a blade on it, and here comes Idaho 2-on-2 the other way. Drops it, far circle shot, blocked away by McDougal. Cleared up the wall and out for Marco Reifenberger to leave to O'Leary. Turbo coming over the blue line, far circle, walks in front, off the chest protector of Cross.
I knew you'd like that nickname I gave him there.
Reifenberger with a reverse hit to hold possession to the far corner. Walks from below the goal line, blue line, Knoll walks, fires, wide of the net. O'Leary gets to it. He'll walk up the far wall looking for any option. And at the blue line, Knoll will dump it around the boards. Cut off on the near side by Liam Malmquist. And back again comes Idaho off the left pad of Poulter, as this one was Pelton Bryce coming in on a breakaway.
It's 3 shots for Idaho, Nick. All 3 times the guys were in behind the Admirals defense. So as good as they've been with the sticks, just something they got to pay attention to. Don't let these Steelheads forwards in behind the defenseman all alone.
5:24 remaining in period number 1. Idaho to the offensive zone. Off the pad of Poulter, the rebound's there. He'll pounce on it with 5:14 left in a scoreless first. That'll take us to another media timeout. Still scoreless between Norfolk and Idaho with 5:14 left in the period here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
5:14 left in a still scoreless first period. Brad, I think we just learned a new piece of information that might be beneficial for Admirals fans.
Yeah, I thought to myself, boy, this is chippy for a couple teams that don't even play in the same division, hardly ever see themselves. And I said, I better look this up. I failed in my preparation because I had to look it up. Idaho is the most penalized team in the entire ECHL with 891 penalty minutes on the season. So it adds up a little bit more now, Nick.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
5:14 left in a scoreless first period. Admirals handle the defensive zone faceoff, turned over to the slot. A Warrior stick breaks in the high slot as Mason Nevers tried to let one rip on goal, and it's steered aside now by Andre Sutter down the near side. Hard hit on James Hardy, who took the hit to make the play and dump it in towards the near side circle in Idaho defensive territory. Knocked out of the air by Price. It was a high stick, but Idaho plays it out anyways. And to the far side corner, it will be picked up by Nick McCary, who's dumped on his wallet, playing the puck back to the far side for David Drake, and it's deflected by Sutter on the offensive side of center ice for no icing with 4.5 left in the period. Arcuri to the high slot. Off the shoulder of Poulter was the shot from Nick Ports. Idaho working it around the Admirals defensive zone. Poulter with a rebound save after stopping the initial blue line shot. Admirals with an opportunity to clear. They are successful to the neutral zone. Osmondson on the forecheck, but comes back onto the stick of Arcuri towards the high slot. Knocked right away from him, and a diving play had to be made by Braden Engum, and here come the Admirals on the transition. Onside, Hebert drops. Florent fires a shot into the left-handed catching glove of Cross. 3:54 left in a scoreless first period. Third and final media timeout coming up here as we still sit scoreless here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected. The National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
.354 left in a scoreless first period. We're taking a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay to see that clearance attempt after a good Isaac Poulter save again. Poulter brought back to the Admirals following his reassignment to Manitoba. Didn't get a game played. Was backing up Thomas Milich a couple of games. I was talking with their broadcaster, Daniel Fink. They were curious as to see if he was going to get a start. There was word that he might, but eventually did not get a start up there in Manitoba. Talked to him. He's from Winnipeg, so good for him to be back in his hometown, see some family and friends, as the Admirals will have the puck in the neutral zone. Picked off by McDougall, and O'Leary will move it up the wall. Dumped in by McCary.
Yeah, a little bit of switch there. McCary up in Reifenberger's spot with Nolan O'Leary, so we'll see if that's a one-shift thing or a little bit of line juggling here from Coach Carr.
Jordan Steinmetz dumps it into the near corner for Idaho towards the blue line. It's deflected back below the goal line. Good body from Price, and he gets help from Christoph Papp to start the breakout. Excellent defensive zone work from the Admirals right there. They get it to the red line, but they can't get it deep. Transition for Idaho to the near side half wall in Admiral territory. Rimmed around the boards to the far side by Kanade. And Drake gets it right back onto the stick of Dureau. Dureau lost the handle, but he gets it back at the half wall towards the high slot off the backhand of Drake and out to the neutral zone.
It's another good stick from Jardone. It's the second time we've said that here. Listed at 6'1", 205. A 32-year-old defenseman's made some couple really good, possibly goal-saving poke checks or interceptions here so far in this first period.
Brody Crane tries to walk through the defense, I'll say, almost stripped possession right away in the low slot with 2 minutes left in a scoreless first.
Good play on the back check by Malmquist there. Number 25, Liam Malmquist, actually coming out of St. Thomas NCAA last year. Played 5 games for the Manitoba Moose, scored 2 goals at the end of the last season. Signed with Idaho this year.
To the near side circle it goes in Admiral territory. Bodies colliding in the slot. Engum lost his stick. He'll get it back as the Admirals fail to clear it up the near wall. Along the blue line, far circle, back towards the front and hit a body. And cleared to the high slot for Florent to skate. Osmundson's got a lane to the net. He'll get it almost in front of the net as Florent couldn't get enough air under that sauce pass. 1:24 left in a scoreless first. It's cleared up the glass, held by McDougall. McDougall sandwiched by a pair of white jerseys, and here comes Idaho on a 1-on-2 as everybody on the ice needs a line change. Back check from Hebert, earns possession up the wall for McDougall. Back on his feet, Hebert can't get to that puck in the slot, so McDougall lost it at the center ice logo. Here comes Idaho 1-on-2. 1 minute left in the period, still no score. Poulter makes a save to keep it at no score. Scramble in the crease, and it pounces over the crossbar. Back behind, O'Leary's going to get to it. Tries to walk out from below the goal line. And Musser works through the defensive zone, and O'Leary dumps it in. Picked at the blue line by Andre Sutter. 38 seconds left in a scoreless first. O'Leary forechecks. Sutter supporting up the near wall, as Engum couldn't get a handle on it. 3-on-1 is going to be stymied by Musser as the puck migrates to the far half wall. Reifenberger on a good back check, starting that collision in the corner. Musser looks for an outlet. He'll go through the air off the body of Reifenberger, and it's dumped on a bouncer into the near side circle in Idaho territory. 12 seconds left in the period. hard up the far wall into the neutral zone. Idaho gets to it, 5 seconds left. A slap shot goes wide of the near side post. Idaho back on it, towards the front, and the rebound cleared by O'Leary, and the Admirals take the Idaho Steelheads into the first intermission, scoreless after 20. When we come back, it'll be the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show as the Admirals and Steelheads are scoreless after 20 minutes of play here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
The Catastrophic Injury Team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Admirals and Steelheads scoreless after 20 minutes of play of Game 1 of their 3-game series. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Not a lot to go over on the score sheet. The Admirals outshooting the Steelheads 11-9. At one point it was 7-1. The Admirals, as you wanted them to do, Brad, were dictating the pace throughout a good part of that period. Reifenberger not getting into a fight technically. Got a 4-minute double minor for roughing. But no score. Is that a victory for the Admirals here tonight as the Steelheads come into this game?
It's a victory for the first period, right? I
Yes.
mean, you got the team that's the second highest scoring team here in the league. So to shut them down after 20 minutes is good, but you got to do it for a full 60. I know we talked about playing a full 60 all year. I think probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 in that period if you're the Admirals. Obviously would have loved to score, but again, they dictated the pace. They were physical. The Admirals were moving their feet, which is always critical. They didn't force too many plays, which we saw a lot of the last time, 117 giveaways against Greensboro last Wednesday here inside of Scope. So they almost did a better job managing those pucks, making simple plays, kind of creating a little bit of chaos, that word that we've liked to use. I think it's going to be critical, number one, for the Admirals. You got to maintain that now, right? You know Idaho's going to make adjustments. It's a long travel to come here, first game for them, getting their legs underneath them. Saw that strength building a little bit for them in the back half of that period. So for the Admirals, got to maintain not only that same energy, but the discipline within your systems. If you look at the most dangerous they were in that period, they had 3 shots off of guys in behind of our defensemen, 1 off the post, 2 huge saves by Isaac Poulter. So when I say like an 8 out of 10, I'm taking those 2 points and I'm going to the defensive side of the puck. You can't let the guys leak behind you. They're too good offensively. Poltz made some big saves there, but you can't keep knocking on the door. Someone eventually is going to answer. You got to make sure you're eliminating those. But a lot of the other stuff in the defensive zone, we talked about some good stick plays, breaking plays up, a lot of positives in that sense for this Norfolk team. Now you got to maintain it, continue to improve on it here in period 2 and beyond.
Well, and theoretically, the only thing the Admirals are going to do is improve, as we saw a line out there with all 4 newcomers on the ice with David Drake. So the more acclimated these new players get with the core players and vice versa, that chemistry is just going to continue to build.
Yeah, that'll help, and they bring energy, right? They're trying to establish themselves, and they're not just playing out the rest of this year, but they're playing for their futures and trying to earn contracts. You know, they're going to give it everything they got out there, and I think discipline could play a huge role into this now, knowing that Idaho's the most penalized team in the league, and you saw that chippiness in the first period, even stuff that was not called. Like you mentioned, O'Leary in front, and he's just taking cross-checks, trying to screen the goaltender. Ozzie took a stick up high, so it was an extremely chippy period, more so from Idaho's side. It'll be important for the Admirals not to get baited into that and do something silly that puts the team shorthanded.
You're watching the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission Show. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, we'll take a look at some mic'd-up practice footage from Chase Yoder before he was recalled to the Manitoba Moose.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In lawn business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
We welcome you back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals and Steelheads sit scoreless after 20 minutes of play here on the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Well, before Chase Yoder got the call to head to the American Hockey League with the Manitoba Moose, Benjamin Draper got some footage and mic'd him up for practice the other week. Take a listen.
Seven's Mike today, and I'm going to be sniping you all day. What's that? On goals? I mean, I'm not going to get any flow drills today to snipe you. Or rush. I'm not going to get any rush goals. Shootouts, that'll be good. All right, hopefully I don't say anything stupid today, but try my best. Hopefully you cut it out. You ruined her freaking... I said 8. What? How many tickles does it take for an octopus to laugh? 10 tickles, yep. Well, I just said 8. Because you know they have 8 tentacles. I got the mic on and the camera on me, which means I have to actually be good at my job today. I have to be good at my job. My 30-minute day job I actually got to be good at today.
Dial in for 30.
Same thing. Oh!
Where do you guys want to stand to start in your spot?
I mean, you want to start 1-3-1 and then we can roll into.
Rotate into a box, like you said. You can drop off. I kind of want you loose, Pepper.
Huh?
I want you more loose.
Yeah.
Like not net.
No, we're just gonna do 1-3-1. So you're bumper, and then if we roll into
It's just for throw out. They're gonna go box to 1.
might have been offside there. Oh, swing and a miss.
We'll go down here.
Oh, B-way. You got it. Ah! Nice. Ah. What a snap. Heads. Oh. While we have a second, please check out 1140 Golf. It's Doug McDougall's golf page. 4011 Golf. Really good YouTube golf content. Can watch Josh McDougall hack it around. We watched some of game film last night, eh?
It's pretty fun.
Good, clean fun. That's true. Suspect audio, but they try their best.
We'd love to have this type of audio on.
Big thanks to Chase Yoder for sticking the mic on the chest protector for us, and good job from Ben Draper getting all that footage. Make sure you're here for the second intermission as we take a look at part 2 for Chase Yoder, mic'd up during the Admirals practice before his call-up to the Manitoba Moose. As we continue our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show, we'll take you around a quick look around the ECHL for some out-of-town scores. Only 3 other games happening right now. 2 total goals between the 4 games being played right now. Wichita Thunder at Indy Fuel at the Fishers Event Center in Fishers, Indiana. Wichita on the road. They are scoreless after 20 minutes of play. The Orlando Solar Bears at the Kia Center hosting the Atlanta Gladiators. Orlando has the 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. And just 10 minutes into their first period, the Florida Everblades have a 1-0 lead over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Yet to get underway, 2 games. The Tulsa Oilers at the Kansas City Mavericks and Wheeling Nailers at Rapid City Rush. And in our game, still scoreless between Idaho and Norfolk. We'll step aside for one final time here on the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network, it will be the start of period 2 between the Admirals and Steelheads.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Buds Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
Ready to start period 2 as the Idaho Steelheads have come into town for a 3-game set. We're scoreless after 20 minutes of play as the Admirals and Steelheads will swap ends for the start of this second period. The Admirals in their home navy blues, trimmed in gold and white, will move right to left with Isaac Poulter in the net to our right. Idaho Steelheads in their road whites, trimmed in silver and black, moving left to right across the ice surface with Ben Cross in the net to our left. Nick Gimbel joined by Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. Wherever you're joining us from here on this Wednesday night, thank you for making us a part of your evening. The Admirals and Steelheads scoreless as we start period number 2. Puck is down. Idaho wins the opening faceoff of the second period. They'll go D to D in their defensive zone, and it's cleared through the neutral zone on a deflection to Admiral territory. Isaac Poulter out of his net, rims it around the glass up the near side, goes all the way down on a deflection, so there is no icing. just 20 seconds into the second period of play. Rimmed out. This should be an icing call against Idaho, and it will be a Sheraton Waterside icing against the Steelheads. They believe it is an incorrect call, but they're the ones that deflected it on the defensive side of center ice. That is the definition of icing with 19:35 left in a scoreless second.
Well, on the start of that period there, Nick, you had Reifenberger and Punnett out there together. Punnett serving his double minor and 10-minute misconduct, but nothing crazy yet in the continuation of that new friendship.
New friendship. Faceoff will be on the near side circle in Idaho territory. Blocker hand side of Cross. Pap, Duro, and Crane win the faceoff to Musser at the blue line. To the corner, through Crane for Pap in the trapezoid. Up to the far blue line, McDougall holds a bouncing puck. Deflected in the high slot by Crane to the corner. Pap gets to it, tries to backhand it to Musser. Stolen away by Idaho. They'll get it up the near side boards, right back where it came from for Jaden Duro. He'll send it to the far side corner. Goes through everybody. He'll lay a lick on Jake Boltman. And now Boltman wants a piece of Jaden Duro as Brody Crane maneuvers through the neutral zone and sends it up on a deflection over the blue line onside. And Idaho will gain center ice red and eventually the Admirals defensive zone for a dump in behind Isaac Poulter.
I was curious if Duro was going to try to finish that hit a second time right there, but he pulled away from it. That could have sparked some fireworks with Mr. Bolton.
Well, and Jaden Duro is now the only Manitoba Moose signed player on this Admirals roster. As Crane works towards the front, stuffs it right in on Cross, and it goes into the Steelhead logo for a stoppage with 18:34 left in period 2. For all Wednesday and Sunday home games, buy tickets through this offer and get your first draft beer of the night for just $5. Visit our website or our social medias to get your first draft deal for next Wednesday's game now. Face off on the far side circle in Steelhead territory, controlled by the Admirals to the blue line. Price sends one off the paddle and off the glass behind Cross. Then Florent sends one off a body. Osmondson stuffs it through the 5-hole and it's wide. Good pressure from this new top line. Osmondson, Hebert, and Florent. It goes back to Admiral territory. Poulter backhands it up the far wall. Stolen away by Mitch Wall. He'll send it cross corner to the near side. Idaho lost it at the blue line. Osmondson ties his man up, sending Hebert and Florent for a 2-on-1. Hebert backdoor, Florent backhand, score! Just 2 minutes into period 2, a 2-on-1 brings Hebert and Florent right in on goal. And Florent makes no mistake, point blank, for a 1-0 Admirals lead.
Yeah, and that was a nice pass from Florent and a great finish by Hebert, but that whole play starts with 25, Nick. Brandon Osmondson wins a puck battle coming out of his own zone. He's got a guy pinning him against the wall, moves his feet, skates through the check, gets the puck to Hebert to spring that 2-on-1. If we don't win that board battle there from Osmondson, that goal never happens.
Brady Florent with his team-leading 22nd goal of the season.
Coastal Cocktail goal. Scoring his 22nd of the season, number 94, Brady Florent. Assist from number 93, Grant Hebert. And number 25, Brandon Osmondson.
Admirals are going to be taken to the first Centera Therapy Center penalty kill of the night, a trip back in the defensive zone. And it's going to be Braden Engum heading to the beat box penalty box.
Yeah, not so sure I agree with that one, Nick, but nonetheless, he tripped over, take a step back in time with the Visit Williamsburg replay. See the outstretched stick right there of Braden Engum, and as the forward Malmquist cut to the left, he skated right over the stick of Braden Engum, and the 19th ranked power play in the league for the Steelheads, coming in at 17.8% on the season, will go to work for the first time. And the This Admiral penalty kill 75.9%, 27th in the ECHL. So
Number 10, Braden Engum. 2 minutes for tripping at 2:45 of the second period. Engum, 2 minutes for tripping at 2:45 of the second period. Your Admirals are on the Centera Therapy Center's penalty kill.
Idaho regains entry into the offensive zone. That was close to coming out of the zone, but it stays in for Wall on the near circle. Who move it around the boards to the far corner. There's Osmondson to poke it. Can't earn possession. Nolan McDougal collapsed to help earn possession for a moment. McDougal content to hold it along the dasher to kill time, but it's in the corner, all alone in front. Poulter with a left kick, save and a beauty, and it bounces out to the neutral zone. Osmondson's going to chase on the forecheck, earns possession in the corner, takes a tumble, gets back to his feet, yields possession, tied up and taken down behind the net, and no penalty call as Idaho comes right in on a breakaway. Poulter makes the save again.
Yeah, number one, that should have been a penalty. Number two, Nathan Knoll's got to have his head on a swivel there. That first big save by Poulter. Knoll was there, but was unaware of where his guy was. And that is the fourth save from Isaac Poulter of an uncontested steelhead in behind the Admirals defenseman there. But Coach Carr, his hands outstretched on the air on that one. That should have been an interference penalty as they scored.
Well, too many unmarked Steelheads players in front for Isaac Poulter to handle. He can only make so many 10-bell saves. And it's tied up at 1 on a power play goal that the Admirals are going to have a lot of questions about as to why this isn't 4-on-4 play and how Idaho can get left so far open on the far side.
Yeah, one of the Admirals, I think it was O'Leary, I believe. I could be wrong. It might have been the other forward. Lost his stick and went and chased his stick up high. And there was already an Admiral, the other penalty-killing forward was already up there, left both D all alone down low in a 3-on-2 situation, and the Steelheads tie it. And again, this Admiral penalty kill continues to struggle, Nick, to kill penalties, ranking in the bottom 3 in the ECHL.
Power play goal, score number 21, Mason Nevers. Assist for number 8, Caleb Pearson, and number 77, Aiden Hershuk, at 4:09 of the second period. Nevers from Pearson and Hershuk at 4:09 of the second period.
So it is a power play tally for Idaho. Engum is out of the beat box penalty box and on the ice. To the far side circle, Idaho's shot deflected over the net by Caleb Price, and Pap tries to start it down the near side wall. Dumps it to the high slot. Duro toe drag, shot just wide of the near side post. Crane shoots and scores! The 1-goal lead is restored with 14:59 left in period 2.
Yeah, and once again, what do we say? It's a 4-game point streak for Brody Crane. And good work by Brody Crane to follow that up as Pap gets it. That one right there from Jaden Rowe just misses. Pap can't get to it. And just quick snap there from Brody Crane. Great response by the Admirals, Nick, to get that goal right back and regain this lead.
That puck was on Brody Crane's stick for a millisecond before he ripped it over the glove hand of Ben Cross for another 1-goal lead.
So cocktail goal. Scoring his 7th of the season, number 6, Brody Crane.
Transition for Idaho on the turnover at the blue line, 3-on-1. Over the crossbar was the shot. Poulter never had to make a save with 14.5 remaining in period 2. Now it's a 2-1 lead for the Admirals.
Gotta keep them contained, Nick. That's, 5 or 6 now chances. 3 or 4 of them uncontested all alone on Poulter. That one a 3-on-1. Got to make sure the details are there to contain this offense. We cannot give up those transition looks to the Steelheads team too many times and expect Poulter to bail us out.
Back the other way comes Idaho. Aiden Hershuk. Shot blocked away, rebound to the low slot, cleared by McDougal, and into the middle for Andre Sutter, looking for an option to his left, and it rolled right off of his forehand. Idaho transitions at the center ice red line. They'll chip it into the near corner.
It was a weird play right there. As there was an Admiral there right as Sutter got the puck, and they turned away to make a beeline across the zone to change, and Sutter I guess to say assumed he was still there and he had already vacated that spot.
Osmondson trying to chase the puck down to the near side corner, lays a hit. And the puck through Florent from Hebert. Here comes Idaho back the other way, down the far side wall in front of the team benches. They're onside. It's dumped into the trapezoid. Poulter snags it with the blocker, but he can't corral it. So we continue on. 13:20 left in period 2. 2-1 lead for Norfolk. Up the far side wall, Florent strips the puck away at the top of the far circle and clears.
Good second effort from Florent as he was pickpocketed there for a brief second. Did a good job of staying with that puck.
Caleb Price, good patience to start the breakout for Hebert. Skate to stick for Jaden Dureau. Over the blue line to the high slot, looking for an option. Near side circle. Wanted Price to come down the wall from the blue line. Price retreats to the neutral zone defensively. Idaho through neutral ice. They'll dump it cross corner to the far side. 12:40 left in period 2. Price with a spin move, and Fedoruk is there to start the breakout to the right side wall for Jaden Dureau, and Christoph Papp gives it back to Dureau over the red line. Toe drag at the blue line, gains entry. Papp rims it to the near side. There's Crane. Right now the go-ahead goal. You mentioned it, Brad, a 4-game point streak for Brody Crane. Goals in back-to-back games, we might add. 12:15 left in period 2. Admirals turn it over, high slot, shot over the crossbar again. Isaac Poulter's making some good saves, but we're getting bailed out right now by Idaho, missing the net as well. Far side, Papp right in, and he misses the net, trying to flutter it past the glove hand of Craws.
Yeah, he had Craws down. That one just kind of rolled off his stick a little bit, and just off the mark for Christoph Papp.
Steelheads transition. Offside with 11:46 left in period 2. 2-1 lead for the Admirals here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
.46 left in period 2. A flurry of goals in the opening portion of period 2 has brought the Admirals up by a score of 2-1 over the Idaho Steelheads here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Norfolk wins a face-off in the neutral zone just outside of their defensive end. They'll start it right through neutral ice. Florent leaves it for O'Leary out there with Hebert now, and it's rimmed around the boards on the far side. So a tad bit of line juggling for head coach Jeff Carr with 11.5 left in period 2. They'll battle for the puck on the near corner boards. Hebert trying to cycle it down low, comes up to the near half wall. O'Leary to the blue line, Musser shot deflected on goal, and it's fought off by Craws with 11:13 left in period number 2. Admirals hockey is more than just a game, it's an experience. With a lineup of exciting promotional nights coming up, every game brings something new to Scope Arena. From special themes and in-game entertainment to unique fan experiences, you won't want to miss what we've got planned. Visit our website to see our full 2025-26 promotional schedule. Couple of promos coming up for the Admirals. Country Night on Friday and Guns N' Hoses on Saturday. Brody Crane walks from the far side half wall towards the front. Backhander, Dureau, point blank. He can't squeeze it through Craws.
Well, for talking about promos, Nick, USA Hockey's National Try Hockey for Free Day is this Saturday, both at Chopin, Chesapeake, and Yorktown. 8:50 a.m. in Chesapeake, 10 a.m. in Yorktown. A lot of kids signed up after that gold medal Olympic win to try the sport for the first time. And if you're watching and your kid wants to play, check out Chopin's Yorktown and Chesapeake, chopins.com website or the Facebook pages. You can find the registration link and join us in either Chesapeake or Yorktown this Saturday. And then come to the Admirals game, Guns N' Hoses, and the Admirals game that night.
We have a full day of hockey on Saturday. So much good is going to come from the Americans winning that gold medal as that one hits the Jumbotron, has knocked a LED panel loose.
I have never seen a puck high enough in a game here to hit the Jumbotron. That is a first.
Well, the Jumbotron is even raised here at Scope from its normal position because it's been hit like that. So eyes to the sky and see if we'll hope that that panel holds for the rest of the night before it gets repaired, probably overnight or tomorrow. But that will bring the faceoff back to the Admirals' defensive zone.
Yeah, the lowering mechanism on that is not very fast.
No.
It's like watching paint dry.
The opposite of Jack O'Leary, who sends the puck to the near side.
Not turbo.
Not turbo. At a normal snail's pace. 10:24 remaining in period 2. 2-1 lead for the Admirals. They'll send the puck up the far wall. Engum trying to feed Nathan Knoll. Fedoruk is there on the board battle. O'Leary supports. Idaho makes some line changes on defense. Rimmed around to the near side half wall. Backhanded down the boards and sent right back through center by Nathan Knoll for Reifenberger, who pokes for O'Leary. O'Leary knocked down from behind in the high slot as Knoll tries to get it back on the back check. Idaho back on the transition. Far corner, shot wide of the net. Poulter was there on the sharp angle. Now cross ice, far side. Pad saved by Poulter again. And it's cleared down by Idaho inadvertently as the blue line was vacated. Past the halfway point of the game, the Admirals still with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it's one of those awareness plays we talked about in the defensive zone, Nick. The Admirals were there. They just didn't see the coverage as Crane gets rocked.
Pops right back up. As Caleb Price moves it for David Drake. Drake to the far side for Christoph Papp. Knocked away from him right in front of the Admirals bench. And it goes back to Price. Just in his third ECHL game, he'll move it to David Drake, who has over 400 games of his ECHL career. Papp through Dero to the corner. Crane from the trapezoid tries to throw it out in front. Papp on the forecheck lays a hit. And it's cleared out by Idaho regardless, as Papp coming together back the other way with an Idaho Steelhead defender.
This Idaho team doesn't like to get hit. Every time they get hit, they want to fight somebody.
Well, and I talked about this with Osmundson when he joined me on the broadcast in Greensboro, as there is Osmundson descended on goal with 8.5 left in period 2. We'll get to that on the other side of the break as the Admirals still hold a 2-1 lead over the Steelheads here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
8:37 left in period 2. Norfolk holding on to a 2-1 lead. Brody Crane with his second straight game with a goal, his 7th of the season. Papandreou on the assist, and then before that, at the 2:04 mark of period 2, Florent's team leading 22nd of the season from Hebert and Osmundson. But a power play tally sandwiches those goals for Idaho. Nevers with his 5th of the season. Backdoor feed as I'm talking about that, as Florent tried to get his 2nd of the game.
A great job, number 1 by Osmundson off the face-off to kind of throw it to that soft area to Grant Hebert, and nobody saw Brady Florent on the back door. It was a nice feed from Hebert to find Florent and just couldn't bury.
That's what I get for trying to provide a scoring update. 8:10 left in period 2. Idaho the other way. Backdoor feed. Dangerous deflection defensively from Musser. Got just enough of it to clear it wide and not enough of it to send it on his own netminder. Hebert can't gain entry. Here comes Idaho onside over the blue line. Dumped into the near corner. Hebert gets back, earns possession, and Osmundson starts it for Brady Florent. Dumped in at the red line. Admirals make a line change at D, and Hebert and Florent also go off while Osmundson supplies some forecheck pressure below the goal line. Backhanded through neutral ice as Osmundson collides with a Steelhead defender. That was cleared all the way down by Idaho. Not sure why. Idaho's not being penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct for throwing the puck away from the officials, but with 7:39 left in period 2, the Admirals still hold a 2-1 lead. Coming soon, the Norfolk Admirals' 2nd episode of Inside the Fleet, the official Admirals podcast, featuring exclusive player interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and stories from inside the organization, available now on multiple platforms.
Yeah, Noel came in, gave a little extra how do you do to Fearson, who didn't like it, and one of the other Steelheads was over there by the bench, jawing in the ears of Nathan Noel. The Idaho team doesn't like to get hit, Nick.
No, they do not, but the Admirals need to take advantage of that, not get caught in their own kind of penalty trouble. There is Nathan Noel laying a lick on the Idaho defenses. Engum starts it for O'Leary. Engum joins the play, takes the shot just wide of the near side post. 7:18 left in period 2. 2-1 lead for Norfolk. O'Leary can't gain possession. Rimmed around the boards up the far wall, picked up by Silanoff. Transition for Idaho as Fedoruk lays a hit on Ports. Strips him of possession, but Norfolk is going to be taken for delay of game. 13 minutes into period 2, I believe that is going to be Nathan Noel, who tried to clear it off the glass and just sent it right out of play.
Now we talked about the penalty kill struggles, Nick, with the Admirals here, so going to be put to test again here. Idaho 1 for 1 so far on the night. Got to get a kill here with 7 minutes left in this 2nd period if you're Norfolk.
Faceoff will be on the far side circle. Noel in the beat box, penalty box for delay of game. 7 minutes remaining in period 2.
Penalty box for the Admirals, number 41, Nathan Noel. 2 minutes for delay of game at 13 minutes of the 2nd period. Noel, 2 minutes for delay of game at 13 minutes of the 2nd period. Your Admirals run the Centera Therapy Center's penalty kill.
Idaho working it around the Admiral zone from the far corner. Backhander off the pad of Poulter. Rebound shot again fought off by Poulter. Rebound held in by Idaho for a moment. 6.5 left in period 2. Second effort on the clearance is successful for the Admirals. They'll make a penalty kill line change. 3 players change. Osmundson will make it a wholesale 4 heading to the bench.
A great play by Florent. Not just the second effort on the clear, Nick, but Akari didn't have full possession of that puck, and Florent didn't try to just poke at it. He drove his body through Akari to create separation and got the clear. If he just pokes and hopes at that thing, it's not going to work. It's not going to be down the ice. He does a good job of using his body, separate man for puck, and get it 200 feet.
Well, even something I was learning during my juniors days, that as a penalty killer, you got to learn the difference of when to just contain and when to collapse, and we saw it right there. Arcuri not having clear possession, it was a good opportunity for Florent to collapse on him and escape the middle of the defensive zone. 38 seconds left In the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill, Norfolk trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead with 5.5 left in period 2. Steelheads to the blue line. They'll walk it to the middle, now back near side circle. Shot for a backdoor tip, saved by Poulter. He makes another one with the left-hand glove, and it's cleared out by the Admirals with 5:18 left in period 2.
Gotta get sticks in the lane there. Cannot let those passes through. It's another massive save from Poulter.
Centering pass blocked. Pap is going to have a short-handed breakaway, lost his footing, turns into a 2-on-1 with Osmondson. Backdoor, save made by Cross on Osmondson. Pap would have had a short-handed breakaway, but Knoll exits the beat box penalty box. Just now we're back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. That will take us to our third and final media timeout of period number 2 as the Admirals hold on to a 2-1 lead on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia Beach, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
.459 left in period 2. The Admirals holding on to a 2-1 lead. They've killed off their second straight penalty of the game. They have yet to be given a power play on the night. Excuse me, they have not killed it off. The Steelheads got the power play goal on the first, so they're 1 for 2 on their power play opportunities, excuse me.
A big thank you to Isaac Poulter for that stain killed with that massive save there towards the end of the back half of that power play.
We talked about it in that Cox Mobile pregame show. Brad, you mentioned it specifically that Poulter got some much-needed rest. Started 20 of 22 games post-Christmas here with the Admirals. Didn't get a bit of playing time with Manitoba during his call-up, but got some good practice time with the American Hockey League and NHL-signed players with the Moose. So a little bit of practice time and a couple of extra days of rest for Poulter shining through right now as Idaho clears it down to Admiral territory.
I'm sure spending time with goalie coaches as well. So sometimes it's good for these goalies, like any player, get a reset and redial in there. And I think you see a sharp version of Isaac Poulter here tonight, no doubt.
4:14 left in period 2. Puck migrates to the near blue line. Fedoruk rips one. It's blocked away. Pap can't get the deflection on goal. Towards the slot. Another bouncing puck makes its way to the slot. Dureau can't get a handle on it. Pap wants a line change. It's dumped in by Crane. He and Dureau join Pap on a line change, and the Admirals complete the wholesale change. Now they've got to take advantage of the second period long change situation and get possession of the puck and keep Idaho from making a line change. Drake takes a hit to hold possession, comes into the zone. They've got fresh legs, and Idaho's at the end of a shift. Can they take advantage of it with 3.5 left in period 2? Cleared to the blue line for Drake. Wanted to go along the blue line, but goes to James Hardy in the circle. Hardy stripped of possession at the bottom of the circle, holds on to it. Idaho gets it right back. They'll skate up the near side wall, gain center ice red, and dump it into the far side corner. Caleb Price using his body as a shield to earn possession for Drake, who sends it up the near side wall. Poked at by McCary, but it's taken right back by Idaho and dumped on goal for Poulter to send it up the near wall for David Drake. Backhanded by McCary for Sutter, has Hardy on the right wing. Dumped in at the blue line. Admirals continue to make their quick line changes with 3 minutes left in period 2. Still a 2-1 lead for Norfolk. Puck dumped in cross corner. Heavy carom off the dasher boards. Poulter clears it to the far side. Picked up by the Steelheads. High slot shot blocked away by McDougal. Back to the blue line. Good active stick from Osmondson to clear it out of danger. This one chipped into the Admiral bench. It did not go over the glass, so it will not be a delay of game penalty. We've dropped brand new Admirals merch, including t-shirts, hoodies, jerseys, and hats. Visit our merch stand outside Gate 14 during games, or visit our website to shop our online store today and get geared up for the season. .237 left in period 2. Norfolk holding on to a 2-1 lead. All 3 goals in the game have been scored in the opening 5 minutes of this second period. No goals in period 1. No goals since that 5-minute mark of this second period. Osmondson trying to change that into the offensive zone. He'll walk down the wall, knock to the corner boards. Oh, he'll be tackled into the near side corner boards. Gets right back up, and he's got a fish on. There's a Steelhead holding his stick on the near side.
Coach Carr's arms again extended, going, oh, come on.
Well, the Admirals have yet to be given a power play. We're almost at the end of period 2, and they deserve one.
Against the most penalized team in the league, who is now apparently the best behaved team in the league.
Florent can't get it deep. Idaho moves it through the neutral zone. Picked up by Mitch Wall. He'll dump it into the corner. First on it is Nick Ports. Musser steals it away, runs his man over, and Florent finds Osmondson streaking through the neutral zone. Osmondson working 1-on-3. Hebert joins the forecheck, but a reverse for the Steelheads. Starts it through the neutral zone. 4-on-2 transition. Knocked out of the air, but picked up by Steelheads play for a shot point blank off the paddle of Poulter. Osmondson can't clear. A rolling puck is going to be picked up by O'Leary with fresh legs. Engum joins the play. Dropped for him, and Engum shot wide of the far post. Fedoruk has to retreat back to his defensive end to hold possession with $1:12 remaining in the second period. Good passing through the neutral zone. O'Leary over the blue line. Too far ahead of Reifenberger, but Reifenberger gets to it. 1 minute left in period 2 to the near side circle. Knoll earns possession for O'Leary. Stutter step at the blue line. Far side one-timer wide of the net by Engum.
That thing rolled off him, kind of knuckled off his stick a little bit. Didn't get what he wanted on it. Kind of looked skyward there after he missed.
Reifenberger shot right into the Steelhead logo of Ben Cross. No rebound given up with 43 seconds left in period 2. We'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Take a look at that hip check thrown a little bit earlier by Christoph Papp. I'll get back to this point. I talked with Brandon Osmondson while he was serving the final game of his suspension on Friday in Greensboro, and we were both commending Christoph Papp for adding a little bit of extra flavor to his game. We know he can put the puck in the back of the net and produce points, but he has really upped the physical and chippy part of his game, and it shows there on a nice hip check. Brody Crane will use a lob wedge to dump it from the neutral zone to the far corner with half a minute left in period 2. Steelheads through center, backhanded at the red line. Caleb Pearson continues it to the corner. Crane restarts it for McDougal, and now Musser looks up the near wall. Backhanded by Crane, trying to find Duro, who is tied up at the blue line. 10 seconds left in the period. Idaho up the near wall. That gets deflected into Admiral territory. We continue on with 3 seconds left. Musser holds the puck along the boards, taking some punishment doing so. And now Musser takes his man down to the boards, and it's all kicking off on the far corner. Poulter wants a piece of somebody potentially.
Calls, let's see. He's got to make that way anyway to get to the Idaho locker room, but let's see if he gets involved, making his way into the Admirals zone now.
Well, and I don't know what the official ruling is here.
Oh, Don Pearson going at somebody.
Cross and Poulter are looking at each other. Now they're just going to have a discussion as Musser is taken out of the pile.
You don't really want to do this, do you? I don't know, maybe.
So everybody being separated over by the Steelheads player entrance.
I'm trying to wonder why the officials put Carson Musser in the penalty box. The period's over.
Well, I'll
go to the locker room.
Well, and now one of the Steelheads players, I think, just broke an Admiral stick, unless it was his own.
some shrapnel all over the ice right now. Let's see.
Well, I'll give you some behind the scenes. The penalty box is way closer than the Admirals player door. So Evan Knox or Mark Dungan, I didn't see who, get Musser off the ice to the closest point of exit.
Don't defend them.
To the closest point of exit and get back to help break it up. It was a good job by our linesmen to not allow things to escalate.
Words of an official right there.
The Admirals take a 2-1 lead over the Steelheads into the intermission after 40 minutes of play. We'll be back for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show when we come back.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
All right, Admirals fans, how we feeling out there? Are we still fired up in the crowd tonight? That's what I'm talking about. If you're still with us, make some noise. Come on. Admirals are up 2-1. We got 20 more minutes to play. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks so much again for coming out this evening.
Admirals take a 2-1 lead over the Idaho Steelheads into the second intermission of play. All three goals scored in this second period, but the Admirals will be shorthanded when we start the third. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right, here for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Well, we talked about how the positive vibes could be in that Admirals room, taking the Steelheads scoreless after 20. Now you've got a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Another big penalty kill coming up. But, again, positive vibes in that Admirals locker room right now.
Yeah, how Musser got the only penalty out of that is the officiating is mystifying to me right now. The Admirals haven't had a power play. But, no, I think generally very similar feelings to the opening period right there. Obviously, the Admirals found the back line. Brady Florent starts it out. You give up the shorthand or the power play goal right there. And then Brody Crane comes right back and regains a 2-1 lead for the Admirals. But still some massive saves in that period from Isaac Poulter. I had a brain fart there for a minute. From Isaac Poulter, made a couple massive saves again in that period, like he did about 3-4 times in that opening period. And we know Idaho's a high-powered offense. They're going to get their looks, but some of these things are preventable if you're the Admirals. Again, you got to maintain the energy level, the physicality, that peskiness that we talked about, trying to dictate this game. Just, again, tighten up and contain a little bit better. The guys getting in behind, some of those cross-seam passes that we've seen. You know, you're not going to stop everything. They're going to get their looks, but just try to minimize those a little bit. I think there's been one too many guys in behind the defense here tonight.
Brady Florent got his team-leading 22nd goal of the season to kick things off at the start of this period. That is our Scrimp Shack play of the period.
Yeah, and right at the lower side of your screen, you see the back end of it, Osmondson going down. But winning that battle, fighting through contact was the first massive key to that goal. To get that puck through to Grant Hebert and then driving the net, makes a nice feed to Brady Florent, and he misses. He's not going to miss much from that spot. He's so good down low. We've seen him score so many goals like that. Does a nice job. Goes forehand to backhand. Has Crawls moving from his right to his left. Kind of has him out on Main Street and does a good job of sliding that one in to give the Admirals the opening goal of this game.
Well, and you talked about it too. All of that was started by the hard work and the board battle won by Brandon Osmondson. Without that, Hebert and Florent don't have a 2-on-1 to speak of.
Yeah, and we talked about him not being in the lineup. The Admirals winless in the 3 games that he didn't play. He's such a spark plug for this team, but there's a reason he wears an A on his chest. I mean, the way he plays, it's contagious, right? You're gonna look, and you're not gonna be able to look in the mirror if you're not gonna go out there and do what he's doing, especially at his size, the little engine that could out there, and continues to battle, be a pest, and that energy becomes contagious, and the team plays better as a whole as a result of it.
Well, in this Admirals team, I talked about it at the start of the broadcast. Their backs are against the wall when it comes to a push for the playoffs. They're 19 points out with 21, now 20 games remaining after the conclusion of tonight's game. So every point, no matter who the opponent, is going to be monumental in their push to try to get back in the playoff race. You're watching the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. We'll be back for part 2 of Mic'd Up with Chase Yoder when we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big.
Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We welcome you back inside Norfolk Scope Arena as the Admirals take a 2-1 lead into the second intermission over the number 2 team in the Mountain Division, the number 3 team in the Western Conference, and the number 5 team overall, the Idaho Steelheads, as the Admirals continue to fight and claw for every single bit of points they can earn to gain positioning back in the North Division standings. We're back here for more of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show, and we'll take a listen now to part 2 of Mic'd Up with Chase Yoder before his call to the American Hockey League.
You, Ozzy. Look at Fetty running the half wall. It's the brain rot. It's the brain rot Fortnite. Nice. Ah! Worthy's just stoning me today. Just absolutely owning me.
The scummiest guy gets a 2-on-0, but the other guys get a 1-on-0. The winner gets the golf round. The scummiest guy just has a leg up on it.
Today, I don't care.
Come on, Nosy.
Round 3, I don't know. I think he's trying to get some camera time or something.
Oh! Oh! Is that Flo Rida?
Free golf!
Other way! Flo heard free golf. Flo heard free golf and.
Hey, who's after this?
It's you, buddy. It's 55, then 41. Oh! Ah! Oh. That's fine. That means you guys just sit longer. Come on, Worthy! Don't ask stupid questions, Nolsey. Yeah, just the rookies running show.
Hey boys, this could be our foursome right here.
Yeah, it could be our foursome. This could be our foursome. Oh, well, Nolsey just scored, so we can't do it yet. Oh, but we got 4 out of 5. All right, deal, yeah.
You can take the $20 gift card. Did you rip?
Don't ask stupid questions, rookie.
You go 2-0. That's our left winger, bro. Say, where does come in?
Oh, he wants. Wait, how is Nolsey's voting for himself?
Yeah, but we don't want to win. But also it's a 2-0. But then you might get in your own head and like overpass it. I wouldn't vote.
That's dictatorship. Oh. Me and Lears.
Golf as a line. Read it. Golf as a line.
Oh. Right, fellas.
Still a couple of minutes remaining in our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show, so we'll take a look at some North Division standings as they sit now. We've been tiptoeing around the playoff picture. We'll bring it to you now. Adirondack has really made a push to get back with Wheeling. They have almost an identical record. They have the same number of points at 68. 31-15, 3-3 for Wheeling, 31-15, 5-1 for Adirondack. Don't look now, but Maine is in that third spot, just 3 points behind at 29-15, 5-2 for 65 points. And Reading in that number 4 spot with 61 points, 27-18, 6-1. Right now, outside looking in, the Worcester Railers with a 25-21, 5-1 record for 56 points. Trois-Rivières, a 24-23, 1-3 record for 52 points. A 20-29, 2-0 record for the Admirals at 42 points. 29-29, 2-0 is what the Admirals are really trying to go for right now. They've got to get to at least 500 to have any hope of pushing for the playoffs, and Greensboro at the bottom with 15-31, 5-1 record and 36 points. This has been the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. When we come back, it'll be the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The Admirals will bring a 2-1 lead to the start of the third, but they'll start on the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied.
If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
ready to start the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The Admirals will start on the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Musser, the lone roughing penalty in the end of period scrum. So the Admirals start shorthanded 5-on-4, trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead. Nick Gimbel here, joined by Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Admirals in blue move left to right. Idaho in white moves right to left. A discussion at the Steelheads bench concludes, and we're ready for the face-off at center. Again, the Admirals have not been given a power play at all in this game. They start period 3 shorthanded for the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, and they hold a 2-1 lead and send Idaho back to their defensive end.
Nick, I only count 17 Steelheads, so someone with Idaho not in this game. I have to keep an eye out for possibly who that is.
Admirals will clear it down. 30 seconds gone in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period, and I was talking with the Steelheads broadcaster Justin Russo. They didn't travel with a lot of extra bodies. They are just starting to get healthy, so not a lot of reserve players on this road trip. And with the NHL trade deadline being active and coming up on this Friday, there's a good chance that some of these Steelheads players could be called up to the Texas Stars if Dallas decides to make a couple of trades. 1 minute gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, 1 minute gone in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Idaho deflects it into the far corner. Drake gets to it, backhands near side. Fedoruk can't settle a rolling puck, picked up by the Steelheads to the top of the zone. Shot not taken, far side circle held. And back to the blue line, intercepted by O'Leary. Sends it off the far wall. Turbo walks right in, down the far side wall, stops up. And Osmundson fans on the shot, sends it over the crossbar. 1.5 gone in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. 2-1 lead for Norfolk. 30 seconds left on the kill. Poke down to the far corner. From the circle, off the shoulder, a Poulter rebound will fall down in the slot. Admirals with a chance to clear. It rolls back to the goal line. Steelheads looking towards the blue line. Osmundson cutting through the neutral zone with O'Leary. Osmundson walks right in. It's poked away by Cross, but O'Leary gets it in the trapezoid, rims it up the near blue line. Back to 5-on-5, full and even strength right now. Admirals kill it off. They're 2 for 3 on the kill tonight. Dureau can't get the toe drag to earn possession deep in the Steelhead zone. Transition for Nick Ports. Rims it around the boards. All the way to the near blue line. For Connor Punnett. Through the trapezoid. Dureau backhands into the middle. Left by Crane for Drake jumping up in the play with Pap. Crane, far circle to the near corner. Drake backhands towards the goal line. Picked up into the feet of Pap. He'll send it to the corner for Crane. Towards the front, it's deflected away as Pap was the intended target. Transition for the Steelheads. They gain center ice red and dump it in as Silanoff dumps it cross corner and lays a hit on Fedoruk, who sends it around the boards for Pap. Bouncing at center, Dureau stops on a dime at the red line, moves it far side for Crane. 3 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Crane takes a late bump, heading off to the bench for a line change. Admiral still holding on to a 2-1 lead. They'll earn possession in the neutral zone. Here's a transition. The carry can't get it deep. It goes back to Fedoruk, who sends it in from the red line. McCary, Hardy, and Hebert. Hebert steals out in front. Blocker save made by Cross. That's cleared back behind the net with a defensive Steelhead glove. Well, McCary has it knocked out of the air, trying to go far corner for Hebert, and it's rimmed by Hardy all the way down, so there's no icing. Just about 4 minutes gone here in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. The stretch pass does not get deflected, so it will be a Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 16:06 left in this Michelob Ultra Zero Third period. Hockey fans, get ready for one of the most exciting days of the season at Scope Arena. On March 7th, it's the return of Guns N' Hoses, where our local heroes hit the ice as police take on firefighters in a can't-miss showdown at 2 p.m. Then your Norfolk Admirals take the ice at 7:05 p.m. as they battle the Idaho Steelheads in a huge matchup under the lights. The Admirals win a defensive zone face-off. Musser from the far corner moves it to the middle. Dangerously, Hebert clears it out of danger. Here comes McDougal down the right wing into the offensive zone. Drops it back for McCary. And from the far corner, it's rimmed to the blue line for Nathan Knoll, fresh off the bench. Backhands towards the front. McDougal is there. The defender joined the rush. And it goes back to Musser in the Admirals' defensive end. Well, fans, about that Guns N' Hoses game, you can get discount tickets to the games through this Guns N' Hoses ticket deal, and $5 from your purchase will be donated back to the Vigilant Watch. All tickets bought through this offer are good for both games that day. You can visit our website or our social medias to get your tickets now. 15:20 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Still a 2-1 Norfolk lead. Idaho comes in over the blue line. Good back check from Nathan Knoll. Trying to earn possession with Engum.
I think I've deduced it, Nick. I think it's number 3, Nick Kanata, is not on the bench for Idaho.
So we'll wait to see the different kind of line combinations as Kanata is a forward. And I promise we are not making fun of the nation of Canada following the loss to the United States. I have the pronunciation guide in front of me. Nick Kanade. So I promise we are not trying to make fun of our neighbors to the north.
It's an A away from Canada.
14.5 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Two-a-side battle in the far half wall in Admiral territory. Picked up by Hebert. He'll send it through the neutral zone. And more shrapnel as Reifenberger's been through it in this game. Got not in a fight in a double minor for roughing following the collision earlier in this game. Lost his broken Warrior stick. It's a fresh one from head equipment manager Curtis Mosley on the bench as Isaac Poulter snares that shot with the left-handed catching glove with 14:05 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. And some mix-ups in front of the Admirals net as Robbie Holmes is a little too close for comfort for the Admirals defenders on their goaltender.
Take a step back in time here on the Visit Williamsburg replay to see that shot there from Punnett. Easy pickings for Mr. Poulter.
And there you see Holmes just nonchalantly bumping into Poulter, and Fedoruk says, "Not in my house."
One of those accidentally on purpose plays right there.
14:05 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. 2-1 lead for the Admirals still. Face-off won by Idaho in the Admirals zone. At the blue line, the shot makes it through, but it goes wide. Picked up by Florent and clears it through the neutral zone. Steelheads working out of their own end. This is thrown all the way down for a Sheraton Waterside icing called against Idaho with 13:47 left here in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Hey, hockey fans, take the action from the rink to Just Birdies, Norfolk's multi-sport simulator bar and grill. Shoot, swing, and score in over a dozen sports or chill with craft drinks and great eats. It's the perfect play after the game. Just Birdies, where every night's game night. Offensive zone face-off for the Admirals on the far side circle. Controlled by the Steelheads for a moment. Stolen away by Hebert. High slot, one-timer by Florent fanned on. Steelheads transition. An area pass into the Admiral zone for no icing. Poked at by Musser. With 13.5 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period, the puck finds its way to the neutral zone.
Here we go.
Musser comes together with Liam Malmquist, who wants a piece of anybody in a blue jersey. Now Musser is attacked by Sam Jardine.
Well, there's an injured Steelhead getting up slowly. There's Pelton Bice. I don't know how there's not a whistle. We're still playing through this.
Nobody dropped a glove. No whistle was blown. Is this offside? Is this icing? What's the call here?
So that whole thing started. Grant Hebert absolutely leveled Ty Pelton Bice. Absolutely leveled him. And Idaho, again, takes exception.
Well, I think the officials are trying to call icing here, which means it's a no-change situation for Idaho. So the poor Whalers kids on the ice that are told to go out and shovel the snow are being ushered back, and the linesmen are having a hard time trying to figure out who was supposed to be on the ice for Idaho, as a Sheraton Waterside icing was called in that mix with 13:16 left in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. So we get set 5-on-5 for an O-zone face-off, leading 2-1. It'll be a far side circle face-off. It is pushed towards the top of the circle, picked up by Hershuk. Over the blue line, it's onside. It's chased into the corner by Ports. Near side half wall, Idaho works it around. It's deflected out nicely by Duro. He'll move over the blue line one-on-one. He'll rip one right into the midsection of Ben Cross with no rebound given up. Now we'll take you to our first media timeout of period number 3, with the Admirals leading 2-1 with 12:57 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
.57 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Offensive zone faceoff for the Admirals coming up. They lead 2-1 over the Steelheads. Shots 22-20 in favor of the Admirals as well, as Norfolk has put together quite an effort here tonight against the number 5 team in the league, number 3 team in the West, and number 2 team in the Mountain Division. This one's going to be cleared the length of the ice. Not an icing call, as Idaho wins the race to the dots. Inside of 13 to go in regulation, Norfolk leads 2-1. All 3 goals scored in the opening 5 minutes of the second period. Engum earns possession out of the defensive zone. Board battle, gives it right up on the far half wall. And it's poked around by Engum for Connor Fedoruk. He's got time and space on the near circle. Cross ice through the stick of Duro and poked at the Steelhead bench. Admirals don't have too many men on the ice, and it comes through the neutral zone on a bouncer. Steelheads take possession right through center. They're Silanoff to come into Caleb Price's corner. Price sends him to the boards, earns possession for Jaden Duro, who backhands off the wall for Christoph Papp. Papp fans on the backhand dump in. He'll peel to the bench for a line change as the puck is controlled. Connor Punnett. Steelheads stopping in front of their own bench. Near side, Silanoff. Back on the bottom of the circle, Kreis ice, they score. Mason Nevers with his second of the game ties it up with 11:49 left in period 3.
It's a good passing play right there, but Nevers getting loose there on the weak side as you see the puck dropped up high there on the transition. 2 Admirals going to the puck, and good feed to find Nevers. One too many Steelheads, not enough Admirals as Osmondson trailing the play just a little bit behind it, and Nevers, as Nick said, picking up his second goal of the evening to tie this contest up.
Face-off back at center. Idaho dumps it to Carson Musser in the Admirals' defensive zone. Musser trying to work through the neutral zone. Dumps it cross corner to the near side. Approaching the halfway point of the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. We're tied at 2. Reifenberger recycles back to his defensive end for McDougal.
Steelheads goal scored by number 21, Mason Nevers. Assist from number 89, Grant Silanoff. And number 14, Connor Punnett at 8:11 of the third period. Nevers from Silanoff and Punnett at 8:11 of the third period.
Holmes nearly ran Poulter and collided with Carson Musser on that defensive play. They push and shove on their way back to the benches, but 2-2 tie. The physicality and chippiness remains afoot as Nathan Knoll lays a hit, and he'll head off to the bench, and now it's all going to start some pushing and shoving in front of the Admirals bench. That subsides as Nathan Knoll's going to be taken for a penalty. Elbowing or interference is going to be the call.
Yeah, if this Wednesday night is any indication, Nick, this weekend could be quite interesting. You'll see the step back in time right here and a high hit from Nathan Knoll.
It's going to be roughing.
Fourth power play of the game for Idaho, 2-0 for the Admirals. Tell you, head coach Jeff Carr's not going to be happy with the non-calls that have gone in one direction and not the other here in this contest. 4-0 power plays for Idaho is not indicative of the way this game has been played, Nick.
10:51 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, and it's going to be another big kill for the Admirals. They're 2 for 3 on the night on the kill. This will be their 4th penalty kill, as Brad just alluded to. 4th straight penalty called against the Admirals.
For the Admirals, number 41, Nathan Knoll. 2 minutes for roughing at 9:09 of the third period. Knoll, 2 minutes for roughing at 9:09 of the third period. The Admirals are on the Centera Therapy Center's penalty kill.
Again, approaching the halfway point of the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, tied at 2. Nevers with his second of the game tied it up. Osmondson with a good defensive stick to deflect that to the neutral zone. 1:25 left in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Musser from the far corner dumps it down, and O'Leary's going to go on some light forecheck pressure as Cross uses his net as a shield and plays it from the trapezoid. To the far corner, it gets moved up the half wall. Skated out by Hershuk. Over the Admiral blue line, dumped back to the high slot. Andre Sutter getting some penalty kill time with Jack O'Leary. Sutter strips it away in the corner. Drake helping out, but Idaho's going to outnumber on the power play. 50 seconds left in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. It pops out for Steelhead possession all the way to the blue line. Near side, top circle, they'll walk in. Save made by Poulter. He punches it out with the left-handed glove to the far corner. Steelheads hold it in at the blue line. Dangerous play at the blue line, picked up by O'Leary. O'Leary, short-handed, he might have a step behind the defense. Taken down behind the defense. No penalty call again. We continue on as Steelheads work right in. Save has to be made by Poulter again. 15 seconds left in the kill. Idaho holds it at the blue line. And the Admiral bench is incensed at the moment. And they deflect it out on the stick of Christoph Papp all the way down. Back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. How the Admirals don't have a power play in this game is unknown by me.
At this point, I feel like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here not to get fined.
Nathan Knoll is out of the beatbox penalty box. Nathan Knoll has his stick ripped out of his hands as the puck migrates up the near half wall with 8.5 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, tied at 2. Knoll keeps his man to the perimeter. Mason Nevers on hat trick watch, has both goals for Idaho. Popped out to the goal line from the near circle, now blue line. No shot taken just yet by Boltman. Rimmed back to the near corner, 8:15 left in regulation. Admirals turn it over. Boltman walks in, far circle, one-timer, blocked away by Papp. Rebound off the end boards, picked up by Idaho. Papp is taken down. Finally, the Admirals earn a power play.
It's a big opportunity, Nick, to do something here. 11 shots for the Admirals the first period, 9 in the second, just 2 so far. 12 minutes into this third period. Got to start driving some more offense. This power play is a great chance to do that.
We'll step aside here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. When we come back, it'll be the first New Horizon Bank power play for the Admirals, tied at 2. against the Steelheads.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
After 52 minutes of gameplay, the Admirals are finally given their first New Horizon Bank power play of the evening. Tied at 2, 8:01 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. And again, look at the power play unit being put out. The hot hand of Brody Crane centering Jack O'Leary. Nick McCary in his 6th ECHL game, his first as an Admiral. Gets some power play time as James Hardy can't hold the line, and there's Caleb Price in just his 3rd ECHL game.
And just like their power play, this Steelheads penalty kill 19th in the league, 79.1%. This Admiral power plays worked all the way up to 15th in the league, now at 18.3%.
Price holds the blue line, moves it down the wall for Hardy. He'll walk in near side off the skate of McCary. McCary fighting for that puck on the near half wall, cleared out by Idaho. I mentioned it at the start of the game on Saturday against Greensboro that since Christmas, Norfolk had improved to 25% on that power play. They went 0 for 3, including a 5-minute major power play in that game on Saturday. So just shy of 25% successful on the power play since that New Year's Eve game in Reading, Pennsylvania. Dureau fires a one-timer that's blocked away, and the Steelheads clear. Halfway through the New Horizon Bank power play, you got to take advantage of the limited amount of opportunities you get in a game like this. Tied 2-2. McDougall, Dureau leaves it for Hebert. Through Dureau and cleared out by Idaho again. 6.5 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
No shots on goal yet here. A minute and a half into this power play, just 2 for the entire period with 6.5 to go.
McDougall drops it back for Dureau. Through the neutral zone. Gains entry to the O zone. Cross plays it, turns it over to Florent. Glove down, Florent knocked down.
Ooh, that was a hand pass.
We continue on the near circle. Florent to an open area, picked up by Idaho. They'll kill time and clear. Only 5 seconds left in the power play. We'll head back to 5-on-5 full and even strength as of now. Tapping of the stick from Isaac Poulter signals to the Admirals that we are at even strength with 5:53 left in a tied third period. 2-2 is our score in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Caleb Pearson gets to it. Handled by Isaac Poulter. That'll take us to our third and final media timeout. With 5:43 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, we're tied at 2 in the dying minutes of regulation. The Admirals need every single point they can, and we'll see if they can hold on and maybe get a win here in regulation here against the Idaho Steelheads.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
WGNT 27.
.5:43 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Norfolk will have a defensive zone face-off tied up at 2 with the Idaho Steelheads. Shots 24-22 in favor of Idaho as well. They win the defensive zone face-off, poked onto the stick of Carson Musser with good stick work to go a 3-on-2 on the transition. Reifenberger for Musser, and it rolls through him, and Andre Sutter gets to it in the trapezoid. Reifenberger helps a 2-on-2 board battle. A broken stick for Idaho makes it a 5-on-4.5. A blue line play for Musser. Near side McDougal walks to the circle, rips one off the skate of Andre Sutter in front, and it's cleared out by the Steelheads to the glove of Musser in the defensive zone, and Reifenberger moves it through the neutral zone. No icing, it's going to be deflected, says Evan Knox. With now 5 minutes remaining, we've reached the final 5 presented by Centera. Still tied at 2 in the dying minutes of regulation. Caleb Price settles a bouncing puck for David Drake. Saucer pass for Crane, who leaves it for Dureau. Dureau tied up coming over the blue line, lost the handle and cleared out by Malquest. Far side corner, Malmquist gets it near side circle. Save made by Poulter, point blank. Got that shoulder elevated just enough to keep this game tied, and the puck is cleared on a deflection. Crane all the way down as Cross came all the way to the top of the zone to play that. Away from Crane, it was a smart play as Crane was going to get to that puck. Crane comes back over the blue line, sends a shot off the right pad of Cross, rebound there for Pap, and it's handled by Cross as Dureau was crashing towards the net with 4:06 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Born Primitive is athlete-driven and Patriot-inspired, creating high-performance fitness apparel built for strength, style, and durability. Check out their full collection at bornprimitive.com and elevate your workouts today. Near side circle, face-off controlled by the Admirals in the offensive zone. McDougal sends it down to the corner. Florent towards the front. Paddled away by Cross. Three-a-side battle on the far side. Engum is down in there. Hebert's covering the blue line for him. Engum sends his man down to the ice. That's Holmes, who has been a thorn in the backside of the Admirals all game. McDougal rips one wide of the net as Osmondson was tied up. Couldn't get a handle on that puck in the corner, and here comes Idaho 2-on-2 transitionally. Jordan Steinmetz sends it towards the front, and Poulter is able to cover it up as Holmes again is pushed out from in front of the net with 3.5 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period.
Yeah, and the way this game has been played, this feels like overtime right here. It feels like next goal is going to win. So got to make sure you're on your details, manage those pucks, keep those plays simple.
Well, this is when you need to take advantage of being the home team, sleeping in your own bed, getting that extra rest. Got to find those extra legs. Here in the final 3.5 of regulation, tied at 2. D-zone face-off in the near side circle, blocker hand side of Poulter. False start on the face-off, and a broken stick from Idaho is going to prolong our stoppage. Get ready for more hard-hitting hockey at Scope Arena. Your Norfolk Admirals are back home for a huge stretch of games this week, bringing fast-paced action, big hits, and can't-miss moments to the ice. Visit our website to see our remaining 2025-26 schedule now. Down to 3.5 left in the game. O'Leary works through the neutral zone. They stay on side. Near side, Hardy walks to the middle. Save made by the right pad of Cross, and O'Leary gets the rebound in the far corner. Cross ice, pinballing to the near side goal line, and Hardy sends it up the wall for David Drake to hold in. Knoll takes a bump, and it's intercepted and handled by the Steelheads. There's Holmes cutting through the neutral zone. Over the blue line, he'll dump it around David Drake. As Knoll slows up Holmes enough for Musser to send it up the wall for Jack O'Leary. Turns it over at the blue line. It's offside. Just enough with 2:55 left in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period.
Got to be careful. Almost a couple of turnovers from Nolan O'Leary right there. Got to be sure. In the neutral zone, don't want to feed that transition game of this Idaho team that's so deadly.
Now inside of 3 minutes remaining in regulation, still tied at 2. Face-off back in the neutral zone just outside of Admiral territory. Idaho wins it. They rim it around the boards near side to far. Engum picks it off the dasher boards with the backhand, reverses, looking for Pap's support defensively. Handled by Dureau. He'll find Josh McDougall jumping up into the play, gives it back to Pap. Up the right wing, looking for Crane. It was too far in front of him, and so Idaho takes over in their defensive end. Dureau lays a hit on the forecheck, bounces over the stick of Engum, but Dureau moves it in between the defense of Pap and McDougall down to Admiral territory. McDougall straight through the middle. Engum one bumps it for Brody Crane. Dureau stays onside. 2:18 left in regulation, still tied at 2. Dureau lays a hit as it comes up to Musser for a shot in and out of the glove of Cross. Handled by Crane, who rips one over the net off the glass. Dureau from the blue line. Fresh off the bench is Hebert, who sends one on goal, and it's handled by the midsection of Ben Cross with 2:03 left in regulation, still tied at 2.
Yeah, finally a good offensive push here the last couple shifts, Nick, for the Admirals. Went from 2 shots to 5 shots in this period. Retook the overall lead in shots on goal here in this game, 25-24.
Far side circle face-off. Blocker hand side of Cross in the Idaho defensive end. Hebert, face-off win. Drake walks down the far wall, sends it to the mixer. Pinballs to the corner. Back out in front by Hebert. He gets it there. Osmundson score! 3-2 lead inside of 2 minutes to go.
We're turning it on the last few shifts, and Ozzy's coming in big. What a feed. Good work down low. Hebert ends up finding them good patience in front, and he snaps that one home. And the Admirals take the lead with 1:53 to go.
Well, we've seen it all season long with that top line and that top pair, I'll say, of Florent and Hebert. They love that low to high play, moving it from below the goal line. And I believe Idaho has taken their timeout. And they have. It's a Steelhead timeout with $1:53 left in regulation. It's now a 3-2 lead for the Admirals.
And you know the Steelheads are going to make a heavy push. So again, we talked those defensive details. You take the icing. You don't want to ice it, but you'll take it as opposed to turn it over at your own blue line. Face-offs are going to be critical here in the last 2 minutes right here. Got to be hard on pucks. Got to have active sticks. Awareness, right? Nick, head on a swivel, making sure guys aren't sneaking in like we saw Nevers do on that second goal there. And give your goalie a chance to make a save, clear out any trash.
So here's where we stand. Brady Florent's 22nd of the season from Hebert and Osmundson at the start of period 2. Answered by Nevers with his 5th of the season from Pearson and Hershuk. And then Brody Crane, 7th of the season, gave the Admirals their 2-1 lead back from Pap and Dureau. The Admirals took that 2-1 lead into the second intermission. Idaho tied it up at 8:13 of the third. Nevers, second of the game from Silanoff and Punnett. And Osmundson from Hebert just gave the Admirals their 3-2 lead. Right back, Hebert and Florent both get the assists on the go-ahead goal inside of 2 minutes remaining. The Admirals win the neutral zone faceoff and dump it in, so that forces Cross to stay in the net. Idaho works it through the neutral zone. Cross looks to the bench for direction as Idaho brings it into the offensive zone. Good back check from McCary, earns possession for McDougall. Empty net, 6-on-5 on the ice for Idaho. Norfolk leads 3-2 with 90 seconds left. It's backhanded down the ice, just wide of the net. And it's a Sheraton Waterside icing called against the Admirals with 1:23 left in the third.
Now, Jack O'Leary did not miss that one by much. By a whisker, as they would say, Nick.
So for Osmondson, his 15th goal of the season, that means he has reached the 30-point mark on this season. Defensive zone faceoff coming up for the Admirals. 6-on-5 on the ice for Idaho. They have the empty net. They've used their timeout already. They trail by 1. Steelheads win the faceoff from the far circle. Shot goes wide, looking for a deflection. Never found one. Near blue line, held in by the Steelheads with 1:12 left in regulation. Norfolk leads by 1, trying to hold on. From the far corner, trying to move it up. Goes back to the trapezoid. Steelheads work it to the far corner. Now straight away. No shot taken. Near side one-timer. Where is it? Poulter doesn't know where it is. He's got it in his pads.
Can't get caught chasing here. Got to protect those seams. We're running even both D. We're kind of sneaking below the goal line right there for the Admirals. Can't get overextended. Protect the middle of the ice. We talked about that word contain in our keys to the game. Got to keep pucks out of the middle of the ice in those seams. That's a massive save right there by Isaac Poulter. And now another one of those situations, 59.3 seconds left, face-offs and how critical they are in deciding a hockey game here. Grant Hebert with a big one against Ty Pelton Vice.
1 minute left in regulation. Admirals lead 3-2. D-zone face-off controlled by Idaho. From the near half wall, they'll move it for a shot right into the Admiral logo, a Poulter, and he gets the roar of the scope approval crowd.
I think when it comes to face-offs, too, you got Chase Yoder on recall. Kevin Connolly went overseas. That was 2 of the top 3 centers for this Admirals team, so I think it's who's going to take these draws, and Nathan Knowles going to come out right now to try to win this one on a strong side for Grant Hebert, a lefty. On his offhand, Knowles going to be on his strong side here.
Face-off near side circle, 51.4 left on the clock. Knoll wins it. McDougal's there, backhands it up the far wall. Osmondson has a chance to clear it, rolls through him. Steelheads hold it in for a moment. Drake holds it along the dasher boards. They fight for possession. Osmondson clears. Does it have legs for an icing call?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. 35 left on the clock. Idaho trying to work out of their defensive end. Norfolk leads by 1. Hebert almost with the steal in the neutral zone. Far side shot saved by Poulter. No rebound given up. He'll stop the clock with 25.7 left in regulation with a 3-2 lead.
Now we'll see who's going to be tasked with taking this face-off. I'm assuming Christoph Papp, because now it's on the opposite side of what Nathan Knoll would consider a strong side, being to the left of Isaac Poulter. Going to go with the lefty Christoph Papp on his strong hand, trying to win this one. And he will be matched up with Mitch Wall, who's a righty, so he's on his strong hand as well. Know your assignments here if you lose it.
Steelheads do win it. To the blue line, a bouncer stays onside just barely. Backhander is gloved down on the far half wall. Now Musser gloves it down. He's got a chance to clear. He falls down, sends it the length of the ice. It's a foot race for the icing that Idaho's going to win with 11.6 left on the clock. One last face-off here in the Admirals' defensive zone. 3-2 lead for the Admirals.
Same matchup here, Wall versus Papp. Win this one. You don't have to try to clear it. Just eat that thing in the corner. Keep it out of the dangerous areas.
Steelheads to the blue line. They win it. Shot towards the front of the net. Cleared out by Crane. And that'll do it. Norfolk's going to win game 1. It's another game-winning goal for Brandon Osmondson, a multi-point night for Grant Hebert. A multi-point night for Osmondson, Papp, Dureau, Florent, and Crane all getting on the score sheet as well. Isaac Poulter picks up win number 17 on the season and backstops the Admirals to their 21st victory of the campaign. 44 points on the season now. So we'll send it down to ice level for public address announcer Brian Gimbel to tell us tonight's 3 stars of the game.
And now the 3 stars of the game brought to you by Great Bridge Dental. Tonight's 3rd star of the game, from your Norfolk Admirals with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 94, Brady Flores. Tonight's 2nd star of the game, from your Norfolk Admirals with 25 saves, number 30, Isaac Poulter. Tonight's number 1 star, from your Norfolk Admirals with 1 assist and the game-winning goal, number 25, Brandon Osmondson. In-arena host Marco Bars is joined by tonight's number 1 star.
All right, Admirals fans, one more time. Let's cheer for tonight's number 1 star, forward Brandon Osmondson. Brandon, total team effort tonight against a tough Idaho squad. How'd you guys get it done?
Yeah, I thought every guy just brought their A game tonight. We played together and we just fed off the amazing crowd tonight. So thank you guys for coming out for the support because we really fed off you guys. And how about Marco Reifenberger's fight to get us going? Unbelievable. So it starts with that.
You had the game-winning goal with just under 2 minutes left. Tell us, how'd that play develop? How'd that puck find the back of the net?
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to playing with Flo and Heath. It's not Yoder and O'Leary, so trying to get some time together. But they're 2 great players as well, and I was just trying to wait and find my spot, and Heath just made a great pass, and I wasn't going to miss that one.
Had Isaac Poulter back in net tonight. How big of a boost was that to the lineup?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all 3 goalies we have are brick walls. Sometimes we don't play the best in front of them, but no matter who's in net, we play our best, and we're just happy to have no matter who's in net.
Lastly for you, a number of new faces in the lineup tonight for fans to see here at Scope for the first time. A lot of young guys. What do you like from some of them, and how do you think they can help us down the stretch here?
Yeah, it's some new energy in the locker room, so it definitely gets the boys excited for sure. But we're just enjoying being together and just coming to the Scope every day, and like I said, playing in front of an amazing crowd. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Brandon. Congrats on the big game tonight and the win. We'll see you again soon.
Let's go, Admirals.
One more time, make some noise for the night's number 1 star, Brandon Osmondson. And one more time, let me hear you make some noise for your Norfolk Admirals!
Admirals defeat the Steelheads in Game 1 of their 3-game set here at Scope Arena by a score of 3-2. Brandon Osmondson getting the game-winning goal with less than 2 minutes remaining. Brad, we talked about it. They talked about it on the ice. A lot of newcomers in the Admirals locker room, some line shifting, still trying to get acclimated to their new line mates, but this was a good team effort here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought tonight was probably one of the most impressive wins I think the Admirals have had this season. Isaac Poulter was tremendous with probably 7 or 8 10-bell saves in this game as well. It didn't hurt the cause whatsoever in that regard. But I think back to like last Wednesday's game against Greensboro and the way the Admirals played, and it felt like they deserved a better result than they got. And then tonight they played very similar, but found a way to get into the win column there. Like I said, I think one of the best wins this team's had all year against a strong Idaho team, and I got to take it into Friday night, country night here at Norfolk Scope, and try to do it all over again.
Well, you mentioned it, Brad. We still got 2 more games to go against this Idaho team. Friday and Saturday, a set of home games. It's country night on Friday. Come on out in your best Western attire on Friday, March 6th, another 7:05 p.m. puck drop. And a full day of hockey for those of you, whether you're going to try hockey for free day or not, come on out to Scope Arena on Saturday, 2 p.m. It's the Police versus Fire Guns and Hoses game. And then the Admirals conclude their 3-game set against the Idaho Steelheads. That's Saturday at 7:05 p.m. before the Admirals hit the road to Worcester and Portland. Brad, your final thoughts on tonight's victory here against the Idaho Steelheads, one of the top teams in that Western Conference.
Yeah, I think that come from behind victory in Greensboro. That was a good way to carry that over into tonight's game. The Admirals from the first shift, like we said, jumping out to that 7-1 edge in shots in the first period. They were rolling and they maintained it, right? We said that at both intermissions, you got to make sure you maintain and can't have those lulls. Kind of felt a little iffy after it was 2-2 and the Admirals only had 2 shots about 14 minutes into that third period, but they found a way. Even though the power play didn't generate anything there, they had 3 really good shifts right there towards the back end of that period there, leading into Osmundson's goal, and it paid off, I think, with the result. The way they played tonight was strong, was solid, and they got the reward from it.
Penalty kill going 3 for 4 tonight. The Admirals unable to convert on their lone power play opportunity of the evening. But Brandon Osmundson, the game-winning goal with less than 2 minutes remaining, with his new line mates Hebert and Florent getting the assists. We'll be right back here Friday night for Country Night, as we already alluded to. That will be a 7:05 p.m. puck drop here at Scope Arena for Game 2 against this Idaho Steelheads team. For Brad Jones on my left and producer Benjamin Draper on my right, I'm Nick Gimbel saying so long, and thank you for making us a part of your Wednesday night, wherever you may be watching from. Join us again on Friday for Game 2 between Norfolk and Idaho, as the Admirals took Game 1 tonight by a score of 3-2.